what's happening here that's not happening anyplace else?
I mean, the competitive level starts at 4 years old.
Classic rivalry.
Hall of Fame type coaches, great personalities.
All three schools, though, they changed the game of college football.
Florida State Seminole.
Miami Hurricanes.
Florida Gators.
You want to dominate your opponents and you want to get stoned, make sure that you roll up.
It's the roll up. It's the vibes. Another beautiful day in the Sunshine State, and I'm kicking it with the illest. Larry Young, CJ, my guys, what do you do?
Shit, everything Irie, baby. Just fresh out the bed. Night shift life, man. Vamp life. It's cool.
Vamp life.
Man. I love this job. It's the greatest.
You adjusted yet?
Yeah, I'm good with it now.
You good?
Okay. I'm pretty good with it now, man. Like I said, I feel way better. Vamp life is made for me. I'm starting to see.
You have the weirdest shifts, man, of the person. We've known each other for a few years now, and you have the weirdest work shifts of anyone I ever met in my entire life.
That's production for you, man. When you're in the production, like, for some reason, they just think really early and really long days is the best way you can get the most production out of people, which is absolutely stupid. But that's just how that's their rationale, man. And then, like, where I work, these facilities try to be 24 hours. So
right.
Never shut down. So yeah, you either gonna come in early as hell in the morning, late in the evening, or work all weekend. So I ended up on the evening joint. But this is the best job I ever had, man. I never made more money doing less work in my entire life, man. God bless, man.
That's what's up, man. CJ, what it do, my guy?
Less is better. Doing pretty good, bro. Doing pretty good. Can't complain. Been out of crib chilling for the last couple of days, man. My oldest and my daughter had the flu. It's been going around up here in Tallahassee for the past week and a half or so. So it's been pretty crazy. But other than that, man, feeling pretty good. Pretty good.
You quarantined them?
Yeah, quarantine. Well, see, the thing is, though, like once I did, like, it was too damn late because the motherfuckers already mingled together and doing whatever. So I tried to separate my daughter from my boys, whatever. But shit, a couple of days later, came down with the two. I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna give y'all the same damn medicine, right? The same medicine she got. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Same medicine he got. You know, that type of deal.
I be talking shit around my house because the whole house will get sick and I won't. So I be walking around talking shit.
That's the thing, bro. They be all over me too, bro.
Yeah. You got them meat eaters.
I told y'all, man, you need to tighten up on your regimen.
Eat them plants, baby.
Processed chicken tenders. Tastes good, don't it? Until you have to deal with it.
I'm the same way. None of that sickness really never rubs off on me, which is a good thing, I guess.
Yeah. But that's for kids in school, man. My kids be good during the summertime, be vibing. The first week of school,
as soon as they took, right, bro.
Right, it's a battle.
I said that the other day too, because my mom pointed out, like, my son, he has asthma. He uses a nebulizer breathing treatment every now and then, this, that, another. He didn't use that bitch not one time over the summer. Not one time. First couple weeks of school, he on it.
Yes, sir.
It's something different with the air.
Goddamn petri dish at school, man.
Yeah,
motherfuckers in there, boy. It's just you can put them under a microscope. Look at this little nasty ass booger picking, wiping on the wall. Something. And you know what's so about them people, man?
You see them walking up, you pick them out.
They don't grow out of that, man. I noticed that at my old gig, man. You go in the bathroom, man. It's boogers on the wall.
What?
Bro, I swear to God, bro.
That's
crazy. Like, wait a minute, man.
It's
issue right here.
You was right beside serial killers and didn't even know it. That's crazy.
I tell you, I really.
You gotta quit when you see boogers on the wall, bro. I can't work with people like this, man. This place is crazy.
Right. I need to identify. And guess what? The new joint, I ain't seen no boogers yet, bro. I said, see, I'm in the right place, man. Nice. Tissue right in the bathroom. You wiping boogers on the wall, an adult male, man. That's
crazy.
That's sickness, man. You should be extradited out the country if they ever catch you wiping boogers on the wall, man.
You was working with school shooters, man. You didn't even know it.
Should have put your 14 day in right then and there.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
I'd have been out there the first week.
Right.
Oh man.
I'd have been in the HR office.
I can't dap. You ain't dapping nobody at work all the time.
No. Everybody looking sideways.
All right.
I don't know who putting boogers on the wall, fam.
Find out.
It's Halloween weekend. Y'all got any plans? When the last time y'all went to a Halloween party? Y'all participated in Halloween?
Bruh.
Nah, good one. But that's a good question, man. Probably a really good Halloween party I participated in. It was probably like 2018. It's been a while. COVID, of course, kind of slowed that down. But 2018 was the last time I kind of got into like an adult, dress up, good vibe, drinks flowing, like an actual legit Halloween party. And it's funny because I was just talking about it yesterday. Don't be some fun parties, man. Them dress up Halloween parties.
They be vibed out. That's when they theme.
All thotty like.
Yeah, I like the theme when they do like decades or shit like that. You know, that shit be smooth. Cause I got to be able to do like. Do you participate with the costume, CJ? Where were you? Where was you at the 2018 joint?
Yeah, 2018 I participated. I'm with that type of shit. I do it. I got to be. I'm not just gonna do it just to do it. I got to be in the mood. But once I'm in that mood, I'm all in and ready to go with it. So yeah, I did it in 2018.
You put on the Gator jersey and was Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin.
Slapping motherfuckers left and right, huh? That's
put on the Gator jersey. It was Percy Harvin.
Got to slap the home on and let them know who the fuck I am, huh?
Right. I ain't never done that shit, man.
Didn't that what Percy was doing with Gonzalez, slapping him around a little bit? Was allegedly.
Yeah, he allegedly got Gonzalez up out of there.
Yeah, so I gotta go straight to the homeowner, man, and set the record straight.
Now, don't drink that cheap bullshit.
Right. But who did I dress up in 2018? I can't even remember who I dressed up as.
Man, I ain't never participated. Everybody always trying to get me to be Uncle Phil. I'm like, that ain't really dressing up, dog.
That's a layup.
That's just putting on a button up and a sweater vest.
That's easy, bro. Shit hits.
Yeah. I never end up really like going out for Halloween. None of my friends really like crazy about it like that. So never really got into it like that. And then it's like usually around Georgia, Florida. So that's what everybody in the city really be on. Everybody just be Georgia, Florida out for that weekend.
Halloween used to be big down here pre-pandemic in West Palm. We have Moonfest, so it's like they shut down the whole downtown. A lot of music, DJ shows, that type of shit. So it's usually a big thing, but it hasn't been that big. But always fall on Florida Georgia weekend. That's a fact. But I normally didn't participate. I went to a lot of Moonfest. Like every year, that was my shit. But I didn't participate as far as dressing. But I do that at a party. Like it depends on who invite me to a Halloween party. I'm gonna show up and I'll participate in like decade, but I don't participate just in random Halloween costume shit. I probably dressed in Halloween costumes maybe 10 times in my life, including my childhood.
I mean, I'm all for it now because like if you do go downtown Savannah, you know you got all the slutties, slutty nerds, slutty police.
Oh, that's the vibes. They can't wait to get that shit off. This day holiday.
Catwoman, I'm for all that. You know
this day one.
I'm with all
That's
those.
another thing too, man. This is one of those holidays where we see the fantasies come out, right? Where they really want to do, what they really want to be. The true colors.
Ah, that's what you into. I thought so.
All right, this ain't on there. You wear that costume, baby.
Shout out our boy AB Anthony for the super chat, man. We appreciate the love, bro.
Already.
He said, tuning in live from LA. Need that Rodrick Kearney flip talk.
Oh, we'll get into some flip talk.
Say he don't like the flipper flopper old lineman. So we'll get into it.
No. I said personality, the goofy shit. But we'll talk some Rodrick Kearney. We'll talk some Rodrick Kearney real quick, man. Y'all hit that like, subscribe, show us love. We appreciate that, Anthony Beck, my dude. It's free to show love though. Hit that like, subscribe, help us climb the algorithms and build this channel. We're putting out some fire content lately, man. You know, I'll be dropping out little solo joints here and there. Good vibes. We also got a tailgate coming up we got to talk about this in the intro. We got a tailgate coming up. Miami, FSU, down at Hard Rock Stadium. I'm hearing them boys say they're gonna burgundy that shit out, Larry Young. They say about to be dope south. That's what they said.
Oh, that shit
they always say. Well, half of them already live there. They used to be Miami fans. That's what they tell me. I used to like Miami.
Yeah, we ain't got a problem traveling to the game.
Shut up. That is don't tell nobody that as a grown man. I used to like them, but they was too cocky.
Well, you got two teams, man. You can't tell nobody how to be a fan. You got all type of shit in your closet.
No, I don't.
Yeah, we had a dude right on last week, though. I like all the basketball too.
Yeah.
You like everybody.
Ain't nobody like no Florida State basketball until about 4 years ago. Get the hell out.
You a fan thought, bro. You just like everybody. You
used to be a lot of fans too. Don't give me that shit.
Whoever wins, you riding with, huh, bro?
No, I used to be a 49er fan. And then, you know, I grew up and there was a team. I went to the inaugural Jaguar game as a kid. I was like, you know what? The lights of me flying to San Francisco to see games as a kid almost zip, because my Belgrade ass parents ain't finna fly me out there. So I'm gonna transfer. I'm gonna hit the portal. And I'm gonna like a team that's in the same state as me.
Last time you been to a Jaguars game, man?
Don't worry about that. It ain't none of your business.
Stay right where you was.
I'm talking. No, I couldn't have.
Yes,
I'm loyal to my state lines, man.
No, not I.
I'm not loyal to my state lines. I'm not loyal to my state lines.
I'm about to say you like Baltimore.
Yeah, I like Baltimore.
Yeah, that's all good. All my teams just in Florida, man. That's all. It's just how.
My second team is the Bucks, but it's not really necessary for like state lines because my pops played there once upon a time. So it's not even. Yeah, I'm not really. I get people who like Miami people are just hard on everything in Miami. Of course,
that's depressing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hard down everything.
You got heat. Heat's consistent.
Yeah.
That's it.
He got good culture.
For sure. That's a basketball town.
Fine. Whatever. Maybe they can
find whatever. That's what it is. It's all right to be a basketball town, bro.
I don't care nothing about none of that. Be whatever town you got to be, brother. I know
how you feeling. You good?
I'm great, man.
Great.
Let's talk about this tailgate, though, fellas. Definitely got to get.
Oh yeah, we got a tailgate, man. I'm ready. I was getting ready to talk some shit, man. I'm about to get in my zone a little bit. Yeah, tailgate, man. We kicking it. It's out on. You go to rollupnetwork.com. The tickets are $40 pre-sale. Game day, they're gonna jump up to $50. We're gonna be out there shooting some content. We're gonna have some pop-ups. Preston Parker, I know, pulling up. We're gonna holler at the folks. We ain't gonna holler. Let me stop with names right now. But we got some people pulling up, man. Be there. It's the place to be. If you're a Notre fan, Miami fan, you're a Gator fan, if you're in South Florida, ain't got shit to do on a November Saturday, pull up. The weather's gonna be great. We're gonna have some good music out there, good food. The whole team gonna be there, the crew. What's up, man?
And it's late night, man. The football guys blessed us. I thought for sure. I thought we was gonna be brunching it, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. They announced a good late night game.
How it feels good? How it feel good to be on TV again, Larry?
Man, it's a blessing, man.
It's been a while, man.
You know, it's something you take for granted.
The recruits' parents got to send us a thank you.
Nah, I ain't thanking y'all for shit. Florida State lucky they was playing them 3 ranked teams. That's the only reason they was on TV.
So what about Boston College at night?
Boston College. Oh, it probably was. That was a Thursday night.
What about Louisville at night?
That definitely was a Thursday night.
No, Louisville was Friday night. Boston College was a Saturday night. What about LSU at night? Oh, you see a trend, don't you? You see a trend, don't you?
Yeah, I see a trend. We don't know what this bullshit
One consistent team, baby. One consistent team.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, man.
Y'all ain't got to get an HBO Max log in this time for the game, baby. Y'all can watch it on regular cable.
Yeah, it was on for Valley Sports South, man.
Hey, y'all pull up and hang out with us at the tailgate, man. I'm taking whatever bets on that cornhole. If y'all want to pull up and put some money down on that thing, we slinging bags out there, man.
And don't forget Patreon. You can also sign up for the Patreon. That's the cheapest way to do it, the smartest way to do it. And it's a way to, just show a little love too. But you join Patreon at the $15 level.
$15 level, baby.
It's not just for this tailgate too, man. It's all
anything,
yeah. You good
early access, because once we hit the off season again, we'll be dropping more of the content like we did with Jack Rabbit. Who's the other one? That Preston Parker, the trio. So all of that content you'll get early access to.
Already.
Yeah, definitely hang out with us next weekend in Miami. It's gonna be a good one. Like Sil said, we got some former players that's going to be pulling up and hanging out with us, man. So it should be a pretty good time in Miami. If you're down in South Florida, come hang out with us. Definitely want to see all you guys' faces for sure.
All right, y'all want to get into a little misery ball?
Let's get into some Big Three talk, man. We got quite the day. We got quite the show. George Foster from the 100 Sanford podcast, also a former Georgia dog, should be pulling up to talk to us about some the Florida Georgia game. We have a writer, Georgia Tech writer, and we also have from our Who podcast, my guy coming over to talk some Miami football. So we got quite the lineup. Before we get into some Big Three talk, the roll-up is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, like I always say, man, it's not about price and being cheap with State Farm. It's about quality of service, man. And like they said, like a good neighbor, they always there, man. Give Alan a call at 706-692-2888. He insures the state of Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, and Alabama. And that's Alan Horn, former Florida Gator pitcher and also a Yankee pitcher.
Big wings, man. Got
a
lot of coverage, man. 706. Yeah. Shout out 706. I used to live there. That's Augusta area. Shout out to the 706. All right. Well, I'm the only one who had a game.
Let's recap it, man.
A quote unquote game. Questions? Y'all get right into it.
You Mario? You taking a presser?
Might as well. That's pretty what Mario did. Now we took a thrashing 45-21 to the Duke Blue Devils. It's
that just don't even sound right.
No sound right at all.
I mean, it's one of them. It's one of them games where if it could go wrong, it went wrong. Started out, we jumped on them early, got a little lead. I thought they showed a little rhythm early. I thought, okay, cool. Maybe this will kind of be the game.
You got a short field. You got a turnover in the short field. You capitalize, right?
And they took care of business, right? So it was early. It's okay, cool. But like we might, step out and try to get this thing kind of rolling into the rest of ACC play. And then that came to an abrupt halt where we decided we'll play the turnover game, and Duke was able to jump up and capitalize on our mistakes and take advantage of short field. Their quarterback was able to get 2 early rushing touchdowns. He's a pretty mobile quarterback. Wasn't that impressed, honestly, overall with his play. Not down to the kid, just saying from what I kind of heard on the comparisons to a Drake May type guy, I didn't see a lot of that made me go, wow, okay, this guy's a real talent. Even with May having some blunders against us, I definitely saw the potential of what kind of a kid he's going to eventually be, what kind of football player he's going to eventually be. Didn't quite see that with this kid, but, still salute. They got the W. And they were able to jump up to a 17-7 lead based on those early turnovers. And it kind of all started to fall apart there. We ended up losing Tyler Van Dyke. Again, like I say, you can't drop back 100 times and think that your quarterback's not going to end up getting roughed up. He's a pretty big boy. He takes a solid hit, but it's just the way he got hit, rolled up on his shoulder, it looks like. It appeared to be his throwing shoulder. At this point, obviously, how Mario operates. There ain't no news, but he ain't playing. Jake Garcia is going to start this next week coming in. So, obviously, a big loss there in at the QB position coming up for the next game. But as far as this game goes, Jake Garcia came in and got some things rolling early to get us back in the game. Hit Kobe Young, who's just emerging as, the number one receiver. He got the most snaps. Other guys have been just relegated to less duty based on just the way he's been able to just step up, step out, and shine above these guys, man. Hit him for a 72-yard bomb. We get a turnover right after that. And then he was able to hit Will Mallory for a nice long play too. Will looked really good on that particular play. Like I said, and Will, I give him some credit. Will starting to look like
a
that
shadow cross. He ran Mallory ran like a shallow cross. I thought it was a good find.
Yeah, and he has some good.
Mallory,
y'all boys able to get some
Mallory a hard time, but Mallory gonna be all right. I think Mallory's an NFL tight end, man.
No, that's what I was just about to say. I think he's finally looking like that 3rd to 5th round type guy that, it was probably, we were probably, blowing him up a little bit more in the first, second. I was very concerned with injuries. This year, he's been able to stay pretty healthy. That's why early on, I had, remember we doing like some crazy bold predictions. I said Skinner for 400 because I was worried that we wouldn't be able to keep Mallory on the field. However, he stayed fairly healthy.
Hey, that was filthy, there, bro. I can't believe you said that.
I mean,
that's crazy. That's crazy that you reminded us of that. That's wild.
I mean, like I said, I thought he was going to get forced into that position because we weren't going to have Mallory. Mallory's been hurt. That's kind of been the. Is
anyone on track for 400? Maybe the receiver Young right now. He's probably on track for about 400.
Yeah. I had to look at his numbers. He might already be close to that already. That provided a little spark there. And we got up at that point, and then it all just fell apart. Just turnover after turnover. And it was just like, if you go look at the stat line, there's another one of those times where you look at the stat line, you would have thought definitely a closer game, or quite possibly a game we won. But you can't win a game when you turn the ball over 8 times. I don't care if you go to 8 overtimes. 8 turnovers is a lot. It's just no way around it.
Especially when you have them on your side of the field. What was Mario's response? What was his demeanor, and what was, I guess, his response to a question?
He was pissed off. He was hot after that game. He definitely had a tone of motherfuckers gonna get right or get left. Period. Like that was definitely his tone after that. He wanted to go look at the film. I heard him on the Joe Rose show afterwards. He said he didn't see any quit out there. He could say that with all honesty. He said he did say he thought they got their win, knocked out of their sails after that, getting into the fourth. Because remember, Duke did have like a long 8-minute drive at one point. But again, it's come down to balance. Like, I don't care how much resolve you got. At some point, we all gonna get a little frustrated. Like, damn, I just sat down, and before I could even get me a sip of Powerade, y'all done turned the ball over again. That I think that's going to affect the morale of any team. Football is the reason it's my favorite sport. It's a great team of balance, and you're just not going to win unless all 3 phases of the game are playing solid football. So, he came off.
Speaking of morale, what do you think about the overall morale of it's just like it's a lot of energy down there right now, even between like players, parents, coach, everything, the pressures, everything seems a little intense right now. What do you feel about overall morale?
I'm sure a lot of people saw Keyshawn Smith's mother came out and said something basically to the effect, she ended up deleting it, but basically something to the effect of, how do you expect kids to play when their offensive coordinator said y'all the worst group of players I ever played with or whatever, right? Something to that effect. Now, if that's what he said, I mean, it's probably true. Hell, I don't know. I mean, he come from Michigan, and they still seem to be going pretty well. So
this type of shit you usually see like year 3 when a motherfucker about to leave, like this stuff start leaking out. So it's like early. Yeah. It's like a little shocking, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a rough adjustment. You're doing a 180 coaching style, right? You had Manny, the players coach, the friendly guy, and Mario's just a no nonsense kind of guy. So he's coming in like I'm your dad, not your friend. You can lean on me, but don't look at me in the same way you look at all your buddies. Manny ran, by all accounts, a pretty loose, relaxed, regime. The culture was, hey, you missed practice, it's all good. You still start next week. And that type of culture, I think, has been existed before him. So I don't know if morale is necessarily down. I think culture shock is setting in for a lot of kids because they didn't sign up to play for this guy. So if you look at it, even when we were talking the other week about, the transfers that he brought in, for the most part, they've been the best players. They've contributed quite a bit. Even we, kind of talked a little about Caleb Johnson. You had a good game last week, so you must have heard us talking shit. But a lot of the good production we have has come from those guys. So I think it's just a roster turnover. We're going to lose a lot of guys at the end of this year. I'd say either through, going to the draft, graduation, and or transferring, probably lose 40 guys.
Yeah, likewise. We about to flip some shit too.
Yeah, about 40. About 40, I would say, is going to be up out of there. And then we'll probably bring in a class. So right now we're 17, probably a class somewhere in 25, and they hit the portal again. definitely tried to help shore up that O-line. I think it's just a shift in culture, man. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for it. I mean, obviously not happy for the results on the field, but I'm not blaming that on coaching. Ain't no play for fumble. Ain't no play for throwing the 4-man coverage. You're not coached to do that.
But I mean, but the coaches got to develop the quarterbacks.
They have to, and the quarterback. That's the thing. And it's always a balance to it, right? Like, I'm coaching you this way, but it's a whole different thing when the bullets are flying. Are you able to maintain your composure and do the things that we work on? And when we go look at film, you're gonna know I'm gonna show you now. Damn well you weren't supposed to throw over there. What happened? And that comes down to me.
Now,
so you see that a lot of times where guys end up being like great coordinators and stuff that weren't necessarily the best players, because it's a difference once it's live action. Once the tape is rolling and the director say action, all right, can you maintain in those positions?
When you start seeing the same things over and over on film, that's on who does that fall on? You start seeing the same things over and over on film.
I'm gonna put that on the player.
No, I mean, if you're still out there, that's on the coach. You got to correct the behavior. Eventually, what you're teaching has to translate, or you're a bad teacher.
Correct. No, I agree with you there. Yeah, you have to adjust to everybody.
Or you're not able to, or you don't realize what the issue is. You're not ready to change the issue and make changes in regards to, okay, we see the same thing over and over on film and it's not being corrected.
If that be the case, right? But see, like some of the criticism I heard on both sides of football, both coordinators, they both of them adjusted. Everybody wanted to be, like with still, everybody wants man bump coverage, right? Let's do that. That's sexy. Middle Tennessee State, barbecue our ass. All right, fuck it. We got to back up, man. That shit ain't working. We made the adjustments. There were certain things that people wanted to see Gators get rid of, certain formations, getting the ball out a little quicker. They've adjusted. So at some point, I'm just not ready to dump on the coordinators at this point. I think they've made adjustments and given the opportunities for these guys to make the plays they need to make. Now, when we're talking about, we're talking hypothetical, right? We don't have that situation with like a Garcia yet because he hasn't been in a position to be the starter. Now, this week, if he goes out there and, turns the ball over recklessly again, then we got to really look at, okay, how can I get this information to you and put you in the best position to make the best plays when those situations do arise.
Dropping him back 40 times, 45, 50 times a game ain't putting him in the best situation. And you probably have to do the same thing with Garcia. I don't think anything's going to change. So you're going to put another quarterback like Ja'Carry Brown better have like his arm just loose, because like if they dropping Garcia back with the same game plan to pitch it around the yard like that, and I don't think Garcia is going to be as efficient as Van Dyke was. Van Dyke was a more, I think, efficient quarterback, and that wasn't even that efficient for the amount of throws he threw out. So it's gonna get interesting to see y'all drop Jake Garcia back that same amount of times. It'll get real funky and weird, turnover wise and sack wise.
I mean, they saying they're not giving up on the run, but we'll see once the game get to going. It's hard not to when you're just not being able to get any push up front. They're saying the right things. So we'll see once the game gets going. I think in their heart of hearts, they want to. But, like Stat Man said, 1.5 a carry. Ain't it, Bubba? That's just, what am I going to do at this point? Just keep racking up 1.5 a carry?
Yeah, keep doing that. Bring Brandon on that same shit next week.
You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating all around, but not to beat a dead horse, the only blaring issue I see on that team as far as personnel, middle of that O-line, the O-line in general, but particularly the middle, which is causing plays to just fall apart. It's hard to run play. I got nobody to hold up protection. So, or
y'all got to find
the quickest way to point A to point B is straight there, right? So yeah, you got to shoot that O-line. You can't get shit going there regardless of a play at all if you can't shoot the middle, the A gaps.
What's gonna hurt your defense too if they don't feel nothing that could take the lid off, right? I think you guys got to find in the portal for next year. Y'all got to find a home run hitter.
Probably the Kobe guy's probably the closest.
I think Young is just emerging to be that guy. He's pretty fast and tall. He go up and get it. He's straight.
But if he keep putting out more positive take, then I think that'll be on the game. It probably is already on people's game plan. Hey,
that'll help the run game eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just got to hit on more.
And you can never have too much of that, obviously, right? And I think that's something. I think that's something that they're well aware of, and I think you'll see possible transfer portal wide receiver. Probably because I think we'll probably lose a guy like Keyshawn Smith. I think he ended up seeing the least amount of snaps actually out of all the wide receivers when it was all said and done. He was doing a pretty good job in the return game outside of the fumble. But yeah, he did end up being the guy receiving the least amount of snaps at wide receiver in that Duke game. So he's a guy I expect to probably maybe hit the portal when we get to that part of the year. We got who here too.
Oh, who here? Then let's go ahead and kick it and talk this Virginia game.
Let's get it.
If y'all didn't know, now y'all know. The Roll Up Network has a Virginia podcast.
The bricks.
OGHoo. What's going on, my guy?
Can you hear us?
What's good? Yeah, I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me? We good?
Vibing a little bit.
Yes, sir. We good.
Us orange and blue brothers got to stick together, man.
Facts.
Oh, did I get kicked? Damn.
You said what, Larry? Okay.
You still in here?
Nice audio. Probably flipped or something. Yeah, we about to kick it with my OGHoo. Tell the people where they can find you at. Tell them a little bit about your podcast and your platform.
You know what I'm saying? You can find me, OGHoo 34. We out here. Us Virginia fans are real. As stated the last couple times. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it out here on the roll up. You can find me out here on this pod vibe, the Hill podcast. We out this money, So we ready to see what we line up this week. I know that.
See, our boys got the big win last week versus Georgia Tech, man.
You said, what'd you say? Yeah, that cut out.
I said, y'all boys got the big win last week versus Georgia Tech?
Yeah. We needed that more than anything. That was a momentum game. It was another game where you could have put 900 points on the board, but you continue to shoot yourself in the foot, Right. Eventually, something going to give with that. And more than anything, they got the monkey off their back getting a W.
Right.
A lot of these games that we done came across and we done played, you can go back and look through yourself. Syracuse, Illinois playing two Heisman front runners. You know what I'm saying? Sean Tucker and the old boy Chase. They were very ineffective. You know what I'm saying?
No, y'all defense is being pretty impressive, man. And even within watching the game last week, I know Georgia, and that was my first time watching you guys. I knew your defense was playing ball, but I didn't want to, because I know Georgia Tech was playing a new quarterback, and he was looking pretty bad also. But you guys, your offense put you in some pretty bad situations, and the defense still held strong in regards to not giving up anything against Georgia Tech. So that's something I saw in regards to watching y'all last week as well. But I didn't want to put too much stock in it due to playing the backup quarterback at Georgia Tech.
If I was you, I would. And the only explanation I could give you would be
just hearing what you said from stopping those pass guys. That's pretty impressive.
Sean Tucker had probably 35 rushing yards. You know what I'm saying? He was ineffective. He crafted an iPhone note after the game.
That's probably the best running back in the ACC as well.
Yes, sir, by far. But we had him crafted notes. You know what I'm saying? Chase Brown, we had him in the box. Both of them games. Offense pretty much, but you beat yourself. You get 4 turnovers in the first quarter. It's not many teams, I don't know, ever that have lost a game like that and can't even put up 3 points. You know what I'm saying? 4 turnovers in the first quarter and you lose the game by a touchdown.
Big who's this week, man. I already see what time it is, man.
Yeah,
about to lock this shit up.
I got 8 calves. I double that. We did have 4 in one quarter though.
The biggest question gonna be, who offense gonna be consistent? Miami suffering the same thing that Virginia's suffering right now. That transitional period, that learning curve, to where inconsistencies more than cost you the game at this stage. You know what I'm saying? You got to play flaw-free ball. You got to play mistake-free ball. So I think that's what it's gonna come down to. I know Miami ain't gonna be running the ball, and they offense, you better rest up. You know what I'm saying? Them boys gonna be ready defensively. Again, it all comes down to which offense we gonna get. That's
right.
Yeah, that got me
That's
leaning
just the
towards
biggest
Virginia
question.
with that. The reason you have me leaning towards Virginia with that is because I know both offenses are struggling, but I know with Miami defense, you could have some opportunities on Miami defense. And from what you're saying, you guys' defense has been pretty solid for the most part.
Yeah.
Larry, are you
Yeah,
good?
the only-
Everything good with your audio and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I think the only game that they really just, you know what I'm saying, got outmanned was Duke. That was the ugliest thing I ever seen. Them boys, they beat us
Duke
at
doing
every
that.
point of attack.
Yeah, Duke doing that type of shit around here like that now, man.
I'm a believer.
Big Duke.
I'm a believer. Yeah. Big Duke. Yeah.
Big Elko on the deck, man. Big Elko.
Elko, big homie, man.
They do that to everybody.
Yeah.
You know how it is. How you liking
So,
the early stages of the Tony Elliott transition?
I mean, a lot of people want to make more of it than what it is. I love it. You know what I'm saying? We getting rid of all that goofy shit that we was doing. You know what I'm saying? All them horseback riding to be committed in Virginia. We getting rid of all the goofiness. And we getting down to the business with it.
Right.
Hey, bro. You know how we was getting commits at Virginia? In order to commit at Virginia for like the past 6 years, you had to ride this horse. And depending on if on me, cuz look, I am not joking.
Elaborate,
listen to Bronco Mendenhall podcast. He told the truth. And I was shocked. I was like, are you kidding me? You got to be fucking joking.
Come on, break it down. Finish. What they got to do?
Hey, look. So you had to ride a horse. And depending on, you know what I'm saying, at the end of your ride, how you hopped off the horse, how you rubbed the horse, that would depend on if you got an offer. I'm like, what the fuck is we doing? That I am so serious, cuz. Like, yeah, he was dead ass when he said it too. So yeah, we off all the goofy stuff. You know, we got a championship caliber coach.
I wouldn't have got no offer.
Me too. Me neither. That's what I said. I'd have been like, no, man. I just go down the road to JMU or something. Ride the potty bus.
Legit afraid of horses too, bro. Like,
yeah,
that's one hell of a.
Yeah,
that's one hell of a damn.
See, that's exactly why ODU done up the score on y'all boys in Virginia right now, man. That's why
you ain't lying, cuz. You ain't lying.
How many killers you gonna get that don't roll the horse?
None.
I mean, we
ain't none out of the trenches, man. You get nobody from the hood to come play at Virginia because we don't know how to ride horses, bro.
The minute he tell me, come on back, you gonna ride this horse. I'm out of here. I'm not walking in the back of them.
Nah, and then you said that depending on how you get off the horse and all that.
How you rub the horse. Like if you showed it attention,
listen, my man.
If you hopped off, like, hey, look, I'm done with this shit. You ain't get off.
Y'all might want to send the FBI by Mendenhall crib.
Yeah, go look at his
I want to talk to everybody who rode that horse.
Backyard.
You check that, bro. You take his hard drive.
Right. Check on them horses, man. Check on them horses.
I ain't lying, yo. That's crazy, bro. You just broke some shit I ain't never heard about.
Yeah, man.
I'm kind of with you as far as seeing some of the culture shit. That is the craziest culture I have ever heard in my life, man.
That's insane.
That is insane. Real quick, shout out to the homie Saint Walker, man. He says transfer portal about to be so big this year, especially with the limited time window.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be another big transfer year, man. So anyways, coming up into this game in particular, I can tell you right off rip, I haven't had a chance to see an actual Virginia game this year. I know up front for us, it's easily the O-line. I'm wondering if you guys are suffering the same woes because I thought Brennan Armstrong's a better quarterback than his numbers may suggest this season. So what's going on?
Yeah, but I can't pin but so much on the offensive line because they're not leading, in sacks. We pretty high up there in pressures. But the biggest stat for Virginia that sticks out, you know what I'm saying, Brennan got 1,300 plus yards. But in the same breath, we lead the nation with like 41 drops. You know what I'm saying? You cut that shit in half.
Georgia Tech, man.
That
shit was crazy.
Yeah, man. And that's not scheme. That's not a coaching at this point, at this stage, this late in the season.
Can't catch.
Get ready to break into November. Yeah, it's mental, cuz. That shit got to be mental, So maybe that mental barrier got broke. You know what I'm saying? Big Wicks finally had a long touchdown pass. Finally got on the board. Sometimes that's the shit that you need to jumpstart, where you want to be.
Oh, y'all about to play jumpstart you.
Yeah, for real. So
I
I
like
think our biggest flaw is just drops for real. The offensive line, which was a major question, losing the entire offensive line. The biggest question is just, can you catch the damn ball again? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the only. That's what every fan gonna be watching every series. You know what I'm saying? You know you're gonna get yardage. The biggest thing is the big play gonna show up. Can you catch the damn ball? Wide open, a DB 10 yards behind you, and it hits you in the hands and in the face, man. That shit's egregious at this point. Like,
Right.
you know, that many drops and to still have that much yardage. So, you know, I can't put anything on that. I'm putting it on the players. You know, is y'all gonna tune it up, pipe it up, or what? Finish strong, or you want to crawl to the finish line?
No doubt. What about your running game? I know we sent y'all Cody Brown.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He ain't get Cody got to get. I mean, this is a game when I would love to see him spin. He's gonna be extra emotional. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. Running game is scarce, but we ran the ball more than we did last year. If that makes sense. The only perspective I can put it into you is Syracuse versus Clemson. You up 21-10, and Sean Tucker only touched the ball 5 times. Terrible, egregious shit. Terrible, and that's because they got a Robert and I. He gonna run the dog piss out of Schrader. That's their leading running back is the quarterback. So if it makes sense, you know, a lot of these games we don't had to abandon the run because you're playing from behind from mental mistakes. But when they do run the ball, it's effective. You know, they got some good running backs. They got a little freshman, Xavier Brown. They got, you know, Paris Jones, former walk-on, who just became a star under Tony Elliott, doing this thing out the backfield, good pass catching running back. You got Mike Hollins, he a big beast at running back. You got Cody Brown. I think we just need to see Cody at this point. Just like I said on my pod, for real, you know, the season's changing. It's getting cold outside. That's somebody you got to see pound the rock right there, Pop. You know what I'm saying? You got 6 running backs that can control the stable. It's getting cold out here. That weather changing. These pads crack different. You need to put them boys, you need to slam them
It's
boys
cold
up
up there
middle of
too.
somebody's back.
Oh, you
Yeah,
taking a fragile Miami program up to some frigid weather? What's
the
like
temperature looking like Saturday? What the temperature looking like Saturday?
I imagine it's gonna be lower 50s, upper 40s, because it's gonna be Saturday morning and it's getting cold.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's probably like 50 here in Richmond. So I know in Charlottesville, which in the mountains, it's a little bit colder. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Up there in the valley, that shit cold.
Speaking of Charlottesville, what about the atmosphere? How would the atmosphere be for, you know, I think it's an 11:30 kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. How would the atmosphere be for a morning game, morning to a noon game for Virginia? How would the atmosphere be?
Right now, that shit's dry. You know, we gonna have a big little recruiting event, but you know, it's Miami though.
They gonna feel right at home, man.
Fans like to show up for Miami. Just like, you know, UNC, that's a 12:30 game. Fans gonna show up for it. You know, I'm expecting at least 50K. It will be that'd be at a minimum. That'd be at a minimum right there.
For them boys.
Yeah, it's prime time.
Yeah, it's prime time, no boy.
Everybody, like you said, they like to show up for Miami. Everybody like to humble us. I don't know. We humble.
It's an opportunity to turn that U upside down, man.
That's everybody.
Man. Miami got a lot on the line too.
Boy, be having hella celebrations going to I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Bro, that dog snapping at you was great shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. That was good. I mean, people do our shit too. People gave a chump
that
us,
was
man.
new.
Part of the game.
Hey, I never saw the snap. Yeah, the snap was brand new.
Oh no, that shit was smooth.
Yeah,
I don't mind it being part of the game. It's just supposed to be a tech, just like the horns down. That's all.
They don't
take
it. They don't get. We don't get flags.
Doing a damn
They should though. So I'm saying, how you only pick one school to be like, oh, if you do the horns down, it's a tech.
Man, I don't call for the flag is because we getting our ass whooped. That's why. Right. The only reason he doing that
I don't mind it.
Getting our ass whooped.
No, I don't mind it either, but I'm saying either all or none. I'd rather it be none. Who cares? Yeah, like, I mean, you gotta play the game. Gives a shit. They wouldn't be doing it if they weren't scoring on your ass. And usually, like you say, by the time they doing it, they busting your ass. So that you know, that is what it is. But
pause.
I know pause that. I know typically Virginia feels a tough defense. That's one thing. And and they're always a tough game for us, period. I don't care who the coach has been. What the record is, that's just usually a game that I'm always a little bit spooked about. So how do you look overall defensively, kind of I guess starting from the trenches and moving on
They
back.
with the shits, man.
The trenches, they got depth. You know what I'm saying? We done had multiple 5+ sack games. Chico Bennett leading the ACC in sacks. You know what I'm saying? That defensive line eats. That defensive line eats. Big Jameer Carter, big 325, apex defensive tackle, predator right in the middle. He is a huge run stopper. Then we got one of the best linebackers on the second line with Nick Jackson. You know what I'm saying? 6, you're gonna see 6
I'm
everywhere.
familiar with that name.
Yeah, that's the only person I've seen this season to get like 19 tackles and only play 2 quarters because he got kicked out on one of them whim calls. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback sliding down and his trajectory of his body changed, so they hit him with the target. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be everywhere. The secondary, that was a question. The defense in entirety was a question coming into the season because last year, shout out to Vanderbilt. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Silk, y'all boys play Vanderbilt out there. Get them numbers up. They terrible.
Oh, yeah, we got to run up through there. Hey, man, this man gave me he put $100 bet on Vanderbilt. We won't cover 10. I like Larry. He was emotional loss last week, man. Like,
hey, look,
I seen y'all play football too, dog.
Hey, look, they got Virginia's defensive coordinator. That man should be coaching. I wouldn't even say Little League because I wouldn't let him coach my damn son. Hey, look. Hey, look. They gonna put up numbers versus Vandy. Yeah, man, and still they gonna put up numbers on. They gonna put up record.
I do want to say I think we played the tougher part of our schedule, so we'll see after this Georgia game. We'll see what the rest of our season looks like for my defense and my entire team. But that gauntlet of a schedule, we played it. And I think it's the toughest schedule thus far in college football, and it's over after this week. It may make it ugly this week. We'll talk about that later. But I think the tough part of our schedule is over, and we're gonna see, man. We'll see what's up.
Big dog.
Yeah, man. Defense gonna be solid, man. Defense. Week 1, that was the only question we had coming into it. That in the offensive line, that John got answered before the end of the first quarter, and they ain't look back. Defense is pretty much our crutch right now. Offense, this game is gonna be a race to 21, just like Georgia Tech. Unless our offense can finally get clicking and finally get going and stop missing the opportunities that the defense presents you, it's gonna be a race to 21.
Well, I'll tell you what, we definitely are a front running team. So if it don't go that way, yeah, it can get out of hand for us real quick. You do have the benefit of an inexperienced quarterback on our side too. Garcia's played some limited snaps, and he's gonna have to throw the ball way more than we're gonna want him to. It's just I don't see this being the week we get the running game going, especially with you saying you got a stout D line with some depth there. Middle of our O line is soft as baby shit, so we're just not able to create the lanes you would like to.
I will tell you this though.
What's that?
I tell you this. This could be a game that Garcia could get off. You know what I'm saying? If the offense can't play complementary football, this is the same team that faced Louisville with the backup quarterback that allowed that man to get all the footage he needed to transfer to any college he wants to next year. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, if we don't play complementary football on offense, and the defense gonna get what we have every time you continue to go on the field and the other half ain't reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? You get tired. And that's when you
sound like the same team
to it right there.
We sound like the same.
For real though, we are.
I do that sound like the same team. It sounds like Virginia have a slightly better defense and a better quarterback. That's pretty much about it probably so far. That may be the difference.
Yeah, going into this particular game, I'm still high on my defense. I don't have any blaring holes on my defense.
No, I'm not discrediting your defense.
No.
Yeah,
they may have a slight edge. I'm not saying they don't. I definitely know they got a better linebacker. I'm familiar with the Nick kid. So it is like I said, it's almost like the Spider-Man meme. You know how that go, little pointing at each other.
That's exactly what it is.
I guess we go ahead. Y'all got anything else? Y'all want to get into the predictions?
Rick, what's the morale like around like the team? Like I know like you guys like on paper have some similarities, but what's the morale around the locker room? You know what I'm saying? The football field. Are you guys on the winning streak? Like what's the deal is right now?
Are they buying into Tony Elliott?
Is there buy-in?
I think it's a lot of buy-in, and at the same time, you have players that aren't bought in. You know, the first couple of weeks, it was a little bit of rift in the locker room that was coming out. You know what I'm saying? Especially out of the most important room there is the wide receiver room. You know, one of them that the explosive tandem that we returned with the quarterback that we returned. You know, that explains a lot of timing issues, a lot of drop balls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, other than that, you know, you can just tell after every game, the 3 wins that we got, they make it a point to get a coach the game ball. They celebrate with them. You know what I'm saying? And you can just see around the locker room, it's a different walk. And if you're a ball player and you had coming from the horseback era, you know what I'm saying, and you get a coach that come in
That's
and he
a
got
wild
them
era.
velour jackets. Yeah, you survived that. You got a purple heart, surviving the horse era.
So you got a
And
purple heart.
now you got a coach, you know what I'm saying, that got them velour jackets with the logo on it, the special logo, the college football jump. You know what I'm saying? And he got
Right.
multiple of them. So if you're a player, of course you buying that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know he got what it takes. He done been there on every level since the beginning of the college football playoff. I think he's been in like 4 out of 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? So the morale is high. You know what I'm saying? And then I think that win, hopefully it got that monkey off their back, you know, from just mild mistakes, from learning. That's what you hope for anyway. But for the most part, I think everybody bought in. I think everybody with it, you know.
Let's get these
Got new
predictions in.
facilities
That's a
coming.
182, man. Because if I just came in, I'd be like, so you got on the horse? Wow.
Bro, they had to ride a horse. They couldn't play no music at practice. You had to earn all your clothes. So, like, say you committed, they gave you nothing but gray clothes, and you got to earn each level of your clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, bro, they don't give me these motherfucking gloves.
Hey,
I
right?
can back and try this Friday night game.
Man, yeah, man.
Well, you know I'm in college. I ain't got no clothes. Give me this shit. It's one reason I signed up.
Yeah, man.
Right.
So shit way different now,
T-shirts
you know.
and shorts, man. That's crazy.
Shit way different.
So give us your prediction for the weekend, man.
And what do you guys got to do? How do you guys win this game? Break it down to us. Give us your score and how do you guys win?
All right, so I'm gonna go with, let's say 24-17. I'm gonna say 24-17 because again, it's all in the question of can the offense be complementary. You know, I'm not worried about the defense at all. Defense gonna get sacks. The defense is going to get turnovers. That's one thing for sure, and 2 for certain right there. That the defense is gonna get sacks. The defense is gonna get turnovers.
That's all I need to hear.
I think you know, the offensive line last game was the first game that they didn't give up 0 sacks against a pretty good Georgia Tech defensive front. You know, they got some pretty good dogs out there on that front line. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the portal, and they're going to be going to some pretty high places. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be a game that'll be established in the trenches. Hopefully, this is going to be a game where we finally going to lean on the run. You know, so I think it'll be a physical game up front that UVA should win and keep Florida, keep Miami down. Need to keep them down. And then, you know, also, luck ain't on Miami's side when they come to Charlottesville. I don't know the last time Miami done won in Charlottesville. It done been almost a decade, maybe. You know, it done been a long time. The last close game, it was a Mike Rocco touchdown to Jake McGee in the back of the end zone to win the game. You know, so it done been a while. It done been a big while.
Time for street debris.
Yeah,
like
man.
I got you.
So I think it's a lot that go into it.
No doubt.
But I think I'm going with the guys here. You know,
got to
already
every time.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Virginia as well. I go next. I think I'm gonna go Virginia. Will give you 16-13 Virginia.
16-13 is a nasty ass score.
It'll be a nasty ass game.
I think it'll be a lot. I think it'll be a lot of turnovers, man. I like. He said Virginia can run the ball. They get into situations where they can't run the ball. Miami can't run the ball. That's a difference. I think they'll be able to run the ball in the cold at home, play some defense, and they'll be, like you said, that defense is good at getting turnovers and sacks, and Miami is good at giving up both. They can't block for shit. So I think that sets up for the perfect recipe in 50-degree weather, man, for Virginia, man, to get that run game going a little bit, stay steady. But I think they'll get some turnovers in the red zone, some opportunity. Give me go 21. I got a higher score than y'all. Give me 21, 31.
What's the spread for this one? Do we have it?
I think we minus
Miami. Yeah.
I'm about to say like 2 or 3 probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Field goal.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it's 2.5. Miami minus.
That boys like, yeah, y'all shit in the bed versus the spread.
Yeah, we ain't hit the spread all year. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go 24-17 our way because we twins. So might as well flip it on the other side. I think if like you said, a guy like Armstrong has been kind of forced to play a little bit out of what he wants to because of the drops. I think he has 6 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So it could be an opportunistic game for us as well. We can't play any worse than we did last week.
You say it every week.
No, I don't. They just say shit, man. Stop lying to me, bro. But
actually say you see improvement. You just told us you saw improvement, bro. Like, don't tell me that, man.
And that shit went left. I mean, who can draw up 8 turnovers? You can't draw up 8 turnovers.
That's historic shit.
Yeah, it really is. So I think it's just. I do think we're gonna have to try to find some semblance of a run game, some kind of way. This has been something I've been asking for a little bit. Can we please try maybe to implement a little bit of a screen game to help supplement the run? That would be huge. I haven't seen it, so I don't expect it. But if we're gonna have a shot in this game, we've got to create some sort of a run game to help Jake Garcia out. The DB is gonna have to be opportunistic when it's there. Corey Couch, I'm looking at you. You had probably 3 or 4 interceptions that you just dropped. So this is the game I'm looking for you to get 1 or 2 of those. Let's see if we can, create turnovers, get a shorter field. Close game, like you said. Like I say, all respect. Virginia's always one of those spooky games for me. Haven't won up there, but I got to pick my guys. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go 24-17 Miami. All right. Anything else?
Hang around that 20 point mark. Hey, who, man? Tell people where they can find y'all at.
Oh, yeah, look your boy up. OGHoo 34. You know what I'm saying? We out here in this podcast network, the Hill Podcast. We real out here. It's a couple of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Already.
We out here.
Already. That's why you on the team. The coach matches.
You know what I mean?
Let's go.
All right, my dude.
All right, bro. We appreciate you joining us, man.
All right, now you already know. I get what y'all.
Yes, sir.
Boys.
Appreciate you joining, bro.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
And Harlan wants us to know, for the record, so far, strength of schedule: FSU 10, UF 13, Miami 77.
Woo!
And False is in the chamber.
So strength of schedule. Now coming through. We got the cake teams on the cake teams. Excuse me, on the schedule right now, baby. So we good.
Well,
y'all got the Florida Georgia JV game. Let's talk about the real Florida Georgia game up first, man. Y'all can bring George Foster in. Let's kick it a little bit.
Damn, that's kind of
what?
It's kind of true.
That's what it is, bro. It's okay, man.
He said he don't see Falls anymore, man. He might have fell out for a second.
All good, man.
He'll probably jump back in here.
We got the Georgia JV team. We ain't got the Florida JV team.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see, right? We're gonna see pretty soon.
The spread is, I think, 21, 22 points or something like that right now. They got us fucked up. That's facts.
Flowing around that 30.
Oh, no.
Go ahead and put my pick in.
Yeah.
No, I think we covered the spread for sure, bro. Going into this game, it's gonna be one of the first times we, in a while, where we go into this game with a run game and be somewhat balanced and not, giving our defense a chance. 'Cause our defense is gonna need us to run the ball. But I like that we're going into this game where Georgia's not pinning their ears back, trying to kill my quarterback every down. So it's a different look. But Georgia's Georgia. They number 1 team in the country. They rank in the top 5 in damn near every category you look at statistically. On the lowest of keys, everybody's getting Hendon Hooker all that noise, but Stetson Bennett numbers are just as good as his. Like he's only like 70 yards high or something like that. The offense is just as productive as Tennessee's offense, just not sexy, I guess. People like Heupel's pace as well. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the paper, they're a very good team, well-rounded. They are the number 1 team in the country, no doubt. So I'm not expecting us to come in here and pull off any miracles, because that's what it's going to take. We're going to need Georgia to beat themselves as well. The way they came into the Missouri game, they're not going to step into this matchup the same way. This is a rivalry. I'm pretty sure Kirby been, feeding them gunpowder all week and shit. Right? They ready to smell blood. If they can blow us out, they're gonna try to blow us out. That's what it is. They're gonna try to put their foot on our throat. So my guys know that. I think we're gonna play a good ass football game, and it may turn into a 2-possession football game late in the 4th quarter. But I think we're gonna be with the shits. Here go George Foster.
George, was good? You with us?
Yo.
That was good, bro.
Yeah, we hear the mic.
What the hell going on?
You can't
Tap
hear
your
us?
settings.
Forget all that.
You can't hear us, or?
Yeah, just hit your settings, False. Just
I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah, give us a little minute. Hey, just hit the setting button on your computer and also the app, and just make sure the audio is on whatever audio device you're using. Real quick, what's your outlook on the game? Either one of you guys before False gets set up here.
Go ahead, see. I'm not gonna play nice. That's my other team.
No, I think it's gonna be a blowout. To be quite honest with you, I think Georgia's gonna want to do what they do. I think what you say, like 21. I think they could cover that. Like I say, our defense just hasn't stopped anyone. I do think Georgia's going to get enough stops to get their offense the ball back pretty quickly. I do think your offense will be able to put up, get some life, but not enough life. And I don't think your defense is going to be able to stop those guys at all. So I think it could snowball, but
It snowballed last year. It definitely could snowball. Like,
especially if AR come out there, because I know last year AR kind of gave the game away early with some early turnovers. I know the end of the half last year, what he had like a pick 6 or something like that.
That was Dan on some tomfoolery.
No, he was put in a bad situation, but AR made a turnover. It was a 1-possession game. Then it just got ugly after, like he said, that turnover. But I think we're gonna be able to run the ball on Georgia. The difference between I think this year and last year, because defense last year wasn't shit neither. The offense approach is going to be a little bit different. I think from a mentality standpoint, Georgia's not coming in to just pass rush us every down. It's going to be a little bit more misdirection. Linebackers and safeties have to be a little bit more honest. So it's going to be a different style of football. And I think Georgia do have the tendency to start slow. And that's what we need. That's what I need. I need Georgia to do what they've done so far this season. Maybe start slow. We take advantage of their slow start, and keep it a tight game. Then all the pressure's on them. All of our best football games have been from our quarterback when we were the underdogs, whether it was the Utah game, whether it was us going to Tennessee, when he's back against the wall, when he's not at home and his expectations aren't that great, he tends to shine. So I think he's going to have a big game. I think he's going to have to play out of his mind for us to win it. I don't expect us to win this football game. I just want to see us execute. I want to see us try to play turnover-free football. But I think if there is a weakness at Georgia, it's running straight at them. I see Missouri of course, they fixed some of that since then. Like if you go back, you go and watch the tape, they fixed some of the problems they had early in the season. But if there is, and our strength is running right at people. So if there is a weakness, that is their weakness, running straight at them. And I think we're going to be able to get some of that off and be able to play action off of that, just to be able to keep the pace of what Georgia is. But we need them to start slow and give us some.
I just think that I guess I'm having flashbacks of last year. You're right, though. It's going to be a different game. I will give you that. It's going to have to be the approach will have to be different. But I just think they're just too physically dominating, I believe, just on both lines of scrimmage.
You got my offensive line fucked up.
Say what now?
You got my offensive line fucked up for sure. They may push my defensive line around, but we finna get busy on that D line.
O-line up front.
Yeah, we gonna move some shit.
Y'all gonna run for 150?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We get
y'all run for 150.
You want a side bet on that too?
No.
Oh, I don't think so. My line gonna get busy, baby.
Man, wait, hold on, man. You trying to take all my money? I give you opportunity to get your money back. Don't try. I ain't no fool now.
I'm just saying respect my old line now. I'm talking about we finna
nice number,
dominating, physically dominating on both sides. Nah, they ain't finna be pushing around my old line. My old line gonna get busy.
150, interesting number, man. That's tough. That's tough. I can see either way. I can see Florida going over that. I can see it being under. That's a tough one now. That's tough.
You consider who my quarterback and my running backs, though. We're gonna hit 150. That's easy money.
You know, they be factoring set. We'll see. Yeah, that's a tough one. I get what you're saying. Factoring the quarterback as well.
All right, I
got
you.
150.
Having a little technical difficulties. We'll try to get False here in a minute when we figure out that audio. But
False got that crow.
Finish your take, Larry Young. You just had my old line fucked up. My bad.
Nah, I ain't that I got your O-line fucked up. I just got Georgia D-line postured up, perhaps. Let's say that. 150 would be nice. If y'all get 150, I see an interesting game. That's why I want to hear Falls. I want to hear what Falls got to say about that line.
We're just gonna need stops, bro. It ain't about like offensive production. We're gonna get offensive production. We've been able to run the ball on everybody we play. And I think we're gonna continue to be able to do that. It's just about our defense being able to get stops. Us like putting, we can't. I think Georgia's gonna be able to do what they want to do in either phase. If you just look at it, our defense ain't good. But if I had to choose on what I want to do as a DC, is load the box, try to stop the run, make Stetson Bennett beat you with your arm. You get some sacks, some script sacks, some turnover, interception. Try to win that way. But logic and the numbers say that Georgia will be able to get off in both phases of the game. But that's what I need. Try to make them one-dimensional of some sort. False, you with us?
What up?
Okay.
Man.
I can't see myself though. Can y'all see me? What's happening?
Yeah, we can see you, bro.
I need y'all to see this.
Yeah, we see it. We see it loud and clear.
Okay. I can't see me, but it's all good.
Like the red big G on the front. Got the red brim. We see you.
Big ass ugly G. That's what we see.
Hey, it can be ugly. It can be a big ass ugly game Saturday too.
Talk that talk.
I heard that 150. I'm always talk the talk. I talk the talk with Joe Tereshinski at quarterback. I don't care.
I lie with Trey.
Folks, what you think about it? Yeah, you lie with Trey on.
I don't give a shit.
Folks, what you think about that 150?
I think it's gonna be tough, but you add the QB in there. You got a QB that could skate for about 40 in one rock. Now I'm down to 110.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It'd be a tough bet to make. I don't think they get it.
That's probably when you stay away.
You don't think I get it?
I don't think they get it.
Come on, folks.
I don't think they get it.
Gonna be tough too.
You gotta understand what the likely plan is. I don't think anyone. Yeah, he had 450 against Tennessee. But Tennessee some hot trash in that back end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I still think Georgia would probably want him to try to beat them. You know what I mean? So that means, gotta load up. You gotta load up and see can that back end do their job.
That would be smart to kind of lower the box and let the pass game try to beat you in regards to you.
Because Florida can run it. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt.
They got everybody's game.
They got the backs. They got the backs. They got the QB. They can with the legs.
The guys that can kind of match that.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't checked lately on if 88 gonna play. If 88 plays, it's a long day, brother. Yeah, it's a long day, brother. Jalen Carter.
Oh, okay, defense tackle.
Yeah. If he plays, that's trouble.
And y'all stole
You
him
know
from
what I'm saying?
Florida too. That's the crazy part.
I think y'all.
Yeah,
I think
he was the best player in Florida.
It's gonna be interesting
that year.
It's gonna be interesting to see if he plays, because I do think that's the strength of our team is right there of our offense rather is the run game, running straight at people. Our running backs ETN, Montrell Johnson, or if you look at the yards per carry, they're at the top of the country, top 10, both of them.
Yeah.
The third guy coming there, Lorenzo Lingers, he's explosive. I expect him to get some more touches. So I think the run game, us running right at you, is where we could. We know y'all gonna quarterback spy, load the box, and all that. But if we could get some action and some things going with that loaded box, regardless, which I think we can do. Georgia's very good, but I think we got some NFL players on the offensive line. We got 2 players that's gonna leave early to the league this fall. So
it's Florida. Like the athletes ain't never been the issue.
Right
Now, you know,
but this is a different style of game, because when was the last time we came in with we can run the ball on Georgia thing? I think it's a different approach than with Dan Mullen. This game's gonna look different than it has the last few years.
Let me tell you what I do believe though, and I could be 100% wrong, but I think our defensive game plans and Kirby himself, I think they've been keeping some stuff in the tuck. Put it like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Haven't really had to use it. You know what I'm saying? We beat people by 30-some a game. That's not that margin big enough for you to hold some stuff in the tuck and
For
not,
sure.
put it out there. Even the close game. It's like, yeah, it's close, but all Georgia close games, I don't think. Well, Missouri, you know what I'm saying? It kind of looked bleak at the end, but really anything that's kind of close, you still don't think about losing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's a little tough today. Let us, turn it up a little bit and get out of here with this W and go fix whatever we got. But I don't think anything was uh, ever in danger to where they had to throw the whole kitchen sink at a team.
For sure.
And I think they might, I would, because Florida got athletes, I would throw the kitchen sink at Florida. You know what I mean? It's time to ramp it up. Ain't no holding back
Rivalry.
now because we about to hit this run. You got
Right.
Mississippi State. You got we still got to play Kentucky. You know what I mean? Ain't no more stuff in the tuck. Like, people know who we are now. Now let's just throw what we got at them, because I do think they've been holding. I think Monken's been holding back too. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see.
I hope I've been holding back.
Got more turnovers to give.
You should be the last person to say turnovers.
You say you hope we've been holding back?
You shouldn't say turnovers. You setting records on turnovers, bro. You shouldn't mention the word turnovers.
Then why can't I say turnovers? If I'm the king of turnovers, I get to say whatever I want to about turnovers.
You should tuck your chain.
You say apple turnover.
The turnover chain?
Right, all right.
Turnover chain.
Yeah, man.
Might need to bring the chain back. They would have been looking like.
What about you guys? Real quick. So what about you guys' offense? I know you guys took with Stetson Bennett being second year start, 2 years in a row, 2 years in a row. The second year of being named the guy, passing the ball a little bit more. I know a lot
first
of
year being named the guy.
First year being named the guy. Last year it was he won it during the season last year, correct?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? After Daniels got hurt, Daniels got Wally Penn.
Right. All right. So going into this season, I know a lot of people last year saying that the only Achilles heel of your offense was the quarterback. Now those things have kind of changed. So talk about your offense now within the first year of Stetson Bennett being going into the offseason being the undisputed guy.
I think if you look at it by the numbers wise, I think they're doing pretty good. Scoring over 40 a game. Defense only allowing around 9-10 a game. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He had some moments where he couldn't get it early on in the game, and then he would turn it on. I think this bye is gonna help him, because I do think he's a small guy, and he's obviously a tough guy. You know what I mean? Very tough guy. So I don't think that I think he's been playing, but I don't think that shoulder has been 100%. Lately, I think the bye might help him because he honestly has surprised me with some of the zips he had on some of those balls, some of those outs, some of those sideline throws, and that I didn't honestly. I can't lie, I didn't think that was in his game, but he's showing it now, and I think they might help him even more having a bye week. So I think he's doing his job. I think we getting some, production from the young running backs. I think the O line can play better. You know what I mean? I think they do good. With the gap scheme stuff. I think we need to stay away from zone stuff, in my opinion, because we got those big old dudes. You know what I'm saying? But I think they can play a little better. But I think Stetson been doing okay. He's been doing what he's supposed to do. And I think, and if something happens to Stetson, uh, I'm impressed with Beck. You know what I'm saying? It's taken a couple years, but I think Beck can play. I don't think Silk like Beck, but I think he's gonna
Oh,
show
I
some
don't
weakness.
dislike him. I can't wait for him to be your guy, if that's what you believe. The athletes around here gonna change a little bit. How you feel about Jake Bowers? Nick on the Stadium Miguel told me he thinks he's the best football player in the country. What do you think about him?
Brock Bowers. You talking about Brock Bowers?
Brock
On
Bowers.
tight
I'm
end.
sorry. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, man. He's kind of like. I put it like this. I think
He's different.
I don't know if you know. He's very different. I used to be a scout, so I still got scout friends and all that. And I had to make sure I wasn't tripping last year. And I would ask guys like, "Hey, could he have been first round as a freshman?" And they was like, "Absolutely." There's no question. He's a first round pick. He has first round traits. Like you don't a guy with that size, that kind of like that
Athleticism,
tweener
speed.
tight end athleticism. Cat can play running back. Cat can play just everything. Football is becoming outside of the trenches. It's becoming positionless almost, kind of like basketball. You got those guys out there that can do everything. Like
Like that.
the cat,
Like that.
it's a tight end taking jet sweeps to the house. Like
Right.
like that don't happen. Like this is a new it's
I
a new
like that
style of
take though, man.
football,
That's real
and
interesting. I like that take.
he's the prototype for that. You know what I mean? People are gonna be looking for their next Brock Bowers. You got me calling him Jake.
He
Their
said
next
Brandon.
Brock Bowers. You know what I mean? Guys are gonna be teams are probably gonna be looking for their next Brock Bowers because they allow you to do so much. You know what I mean? So
Real quick,
you line them up any and everywhere.
I know I've seen your takes on AR, but give me your overall AR take, and also what do you think about Gervon Dexter's play this fall as an NFL scout, from an NFL scout eye?
I haven't really watched the latter. AR, when there's a few things I believe when it comes to quarterbacks. Accuracy don't get better. But my guy in Buffalo, he's an anomaly. You just call it what it is. He was not accurate when he first got to the league. And so he ended up getting some coaches that knew how to use him, and he was able to become, accurate, and to use his strengths. I think AR got all the physical tools. It's just a matter of the best position possible. Do he got the tools to beat somebody? Heck yeah. You know what I mean? He's a big dude with a big arm, and he can run. But if you're not accurate, you know what I mean. You have to use your abilities in other ways.
You need to take the fuck off.
You
That's
know
what
what
you're
I mean.
trying to say.
As far as Dex, oh man, no question. You see you happen. I'm not saying Justin Fields is inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? You see what happened when the Bears decided to
Right.
let him loose the other day, beat Bill upside his head because you got a big old dude that can run, and you know what I'm saying. They used him and they beat the Patriots handily. You know what I mean? With a whack offensive line.
Hopefully, we've been holding the AR back. We'll see what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think about him as a pro prospect?
As a pro prospect, I'm not gonna get on here like Twitter folks and just make definitive statements like I've watched all the tape. I'm not gonna do that. So I can't do that. I talk my shit. You know what I mean? As a as a rival. You know what I mean? And what I see, the few games that I watch. But to watch a guy, you need about 2 years of tape. About for me to grade a guy, about 2 years of tape. Give me about 4 full games. You know what I mean? You probably get a feel for him before that. 4 full games of each year. You know what I mean? Then I can tell you what I think about him. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to throw any definitive statements out there about the kid right now, unless I saw all the tape that I needed to watch.
I like it, man. That's good integrity right there. What do you think about Gravon before we get to this score prediction and whatnot, and how you think?
Like I said, I haven't really watched.
Yeah, you checked out. Okay. I respect
that. Haven't really watched.
Quick question. One of the big things that everybody was saying about Georgia coming into this year, say, "Oh man, they're gonna lose a lot on defense."
Shit.
And I told people, I said, "Yes,
sir."
We
see how the motherfuckers recruit on defense too.
But I said, "We gonna reload."
It's not the same.
We're gonna reload on
good,
defense. And so there has been a bit of a fall off. They went from allowing about 6 points a game to about 9 points a game. To what do you attribute those whole 3 extra points, man?
Like I said, 3 points, but last year ended at 10 a game. You know what I mean? They right about at 9 points a game right now. You know what I mean? Last year they ended up at giving right at 10 points a game, which is if you can't score more than 10 points a game on offense, you don't need to be in contention anyway. So they're just built a little differently. They got a lot of young guys. Georgia, one of the youngest teams in the country, if you keep it a buck, and they sitting at number 1. They play. They probably play more freshmen than any top 25 team in the country. You know what I mean? Because they have to. You know what I mean? But they're good. You know what I mean? When you can load up with freshmen that are pretty good, and then you can score enough points. You give them time to mature, and I think like I say, man, it ain't a ton of sacks like last year, but they still only giving up 9 points a game. Like that's not a fluke. You know what I mean? It's not a fluke. It's real. It's a pattern at this point. You see, everybody was like, Oregon must be some slaw. Oregon running folks out the stadium now, and Georgia gave up 3 points to them. With them same youngsters. That was their first time. That was their first game playing, and they gave up 3. You know what I mean? So I'm encouraged. I'm probably more encouraged than the average person about the defense. Just as long as they stay healthy. You know what I mean? Need Smith to stay healthy because he's a leader back there. Need Jalen to come back. Need Smile Munden to come back and be healthy. You know what I mean? Need Ringo to play the ball. He's gonna be always there like Tyson Campbell was his whole career at Georgia, but never really played the ball well. It's gonna happen for it. Need Ringo to play the ball. Need Lasser to keep growing. This is his first year playing. We got Tyke back now. Um, uh, so I think the defense is trending up. I think the offense is gonna be fine. They got possibly the ability to trend up once they get AD back. Blaylock is getting back in the mix. You know what I mean? I'm just my unbiased opinion on the Georgia, as unbiased as I can be, is the team in general is trending up because I know what they've been missing these first 7, 8 games or whatever. Now you're saying 7 games, but they've been missing a lot, and it's really been impressive by that staff to be able to churn out some wins while not being at full strength. They're not even close to full strength. Haven't been all year.
Yeah, I think Georgia's at that level of program to where Alabama is, where you can lose first of all, the coaches are there, the coaching is already there in regards to the defense, so that's a plus. Second, you build up these recruiting classes and bring these guys in. Yes, you may lose a lot in the draft that previous year, but you're not dropping off too much with that next year because that talent is already there and is already being coached up with those guys you just left. It's not going to be 100% the same, but the system and foundation is in place, so it's not going to fall off completely. So Georgia's at that point,
And
no matter how many. Correct. Yeah. So no matter how many first rounders they have the previous year, next year, it's not going to be a huge drop off.
Yeah, they was busting people up so bad last year. A lot of those guys got a lot of snaps.
You can't expect nobody. Can't expect nobody that's on a run like that to fall off. What you got to do is step the fuck up, right? And we just got to recruit, bro. Ain't nothing finna happen this game that we all already know what's gonna happen. Like this game finna get played, but and I think the moves that Billy Napier have done this week with the players he's flipping, the commits he's about to get tomorrow, the commits he's another flip that's gonna come out of the clear blue sky I think all this around the Georgia game is for a reason. He know that it may get turned into some crazy shit. But he's showing the fans, I think, through this move, the moves and the commitments, everything being around. I think Caden McDonald, he decides next week. There's a lot of like Florida big targets around this day, and I think it was strategic to show a lot of promise.
That's where you build your program.
For sure.
That's where you build your program 100%. Like it might sound like a duh statement, but college is based on players. You know what I mean? You know how anybody can win a game in NFL? It ain't like that in college. Not just anybody can win a game in college. You run up against the top dogs, and you ain't got the roster for it. You're gonna get dropped. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Right. Georgia is where they are now because of what they have behind the starters. You know what I mean? Right. It's as simple as that. But they have, and that's where Alabama built their program. Like it didn't matter what left, it didn't matter what coaches left, it didn't matter what kind of turnover they had, it's because they had that depth. And I don't they had the best players. And Nick told y'all that years ago. They was like, hey, how you basically asking him how you winning all these games? He was like, first of all, we got the best players. I'm like, duh. You know what I mean? Now Georgia got the best players. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, and they stacking them year after year after year, and that's how they got where they were. Like Georgia, it ain't like Georgia just jumped on the scene. Georgia went to a natty a few years ago. Georgia won a couple SEC championships. This whole time Kirby been there, they've been close. Yeah. You got to get over that hump because you gotta build a roster how you want it. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Florida, like I talk shit, but Florida can get scary because like they got the means to win a championship right in their backyard. Florida can't keep allowing us to come down there and get whatever the fuck we want.
Oh, that shit ain't happening this cycle, bro. Y'all getting y'all shit some other places.
You broke falls, man.
Being a national, that's the only thing you've been, huh?
I said around our backyard, we taking care of that shit. Y'all getting y'all shit some other places.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't care where we get them. But before, you know, Nick was going down there getting what he want. Kirby can get what he want. Like they know what they want. You know what I mean? It's just he just been able to get what he want lately.
It's the number one
this
player.
Year.
It's the number one player in the country deciding tomorrow, and both of them wanting him.
Yeah, of course. You always want them, but like it's different this year. Like you say, if Billy gets him this year, that's what it's gonna take to get the program back to where it was. You know what I mean? It's gonna take more than that because you gotta have some backup, you gotta have some depth. You know what I mean? But that's a great start. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Go back to it. You gotta have players, man. The same people, the same team's gonna be in the mix every single year because they got the players. The only reason you see Bama kind of faltering because they ain't got the best players at a few of the key spots where they used to have the best players and their backups. You know what I mean? Bama was running sharp up front and in the secondary. They ain't got them guys that's gonna be going top 15, top 20 anymore. Besides, 31. Right. You know what I mean? So, that's where that changed. And and you can take it all the way back to roster. You know what I mean? I don't care how good a coach is. You know, to win the big game, you got to have them dogs.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's facts.
George, give us
You
your
know what
score
I
for the
mean?
game. Oh, you had some. Go ahead. Also, you had something else.
The score?
Yeah.
No, I ain't have nothing else really. The score for the game. I'm gonna be good at doing scores, man. I think I'm gonna ask some questions. What's Florida scoring defense right now?
What?
What they rank
What's
scoring
Florida?
wise? Like what they
Yeah,
give up?
scoring defense. How much they giving up? What they giving up?
Oh, we one of the worst in the country, bro. I think we like close to dead last. Defense is like giving up points. I don't know total defense what it is, but I think total
Like
defense
I'm
we
talking
one of
about
the
like
worst in the country.
points wise though. Is it 20 something?
It's
Hold on,
maybe
I'm still
30 something.
scrolling.
Definitely 30 something. Probably mid high 30s.
I think we could score. I think it's gonna be. I'll get this game 42 to 17.
Yeah, they're giving up 20 at the game.
28.
28 a game, 42 to 17.
I'm gonna go.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. This season doing the picks on 100 Sanford. I've been saying they give up more than they have. You know what I'm saying? But I it's a bye week. Is Florida been on the bye? Florida been on the bye week, right?
Yeah, we
Florida been
off
on
a
the bye
bye
too.
too.
They always take a bye.
Yeah, so they're gonna have some wrinkles. You know what I mean? 17. If you can't score 17, you don't need to be in the stadium anyway. So I
I got
say
my team fucked up
42
with
17.
17 points.
So what now?
Yeah, my boys fucked up with 17 points.
17? You know what I'm saying? That's a lot for Florida.
That's a lot for Georgia. That's doubling their point total.
Yeah, that's like I'm showing love. You know what I mean?
You say y'all
I'm
running it up
showing
on
love.
them boys.
I'm showing love, man.
Give me 24 38. I like it for that score. 24-38.
That's only three on our average. You know what I'm saying? I take that. I don't take that as disrespect. We average about 41, 42. You know what I'm saying? If you say y'all have a good game and hold us under our average, I can't be mad at that.
It's a rivalry, bro.
It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry.
It's
You
a
know what I'm saying? At the
rivalry,
same
man.
time, it's a rivalry. It's a
Dan Mullen
rivalry,
was on some bullshit last year, so it got a little weird there, and it got a little funky. The whole season was funky, but at the end of the day, y'all the number one team in the country. Y'all the Monstars, but it's still a rivalry game. I think these boys gonna come in a lot of energy. They could keep it. Like I said, if you guys can start slow, that's my whole shit. You guys have shown a tendency to start slow. We get stats and bend and start slow, and you guys shoot yourself in the foot a little bit there. Help us win, and we just keep the game close and get opportunistic. But that's the only way we can win.
Is Florida been healthy? Are they getting anybody special back?
Torrance missed last week, so he's back. Torrance,
Is that the guard?
Correct.
He came in with Billy, right?
Yeah, correct. So we get him back. I don't think there's anybody else important health wise that we've been missing. I know AR is a little banged up, so he'll be fresh. You know, so some players getting a little healthier, but nobody's been significant been out that's coming back.
We trying.
I do like that.
We've been spending a year trying to get we've been trying to get some real players back.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like some for real dogs. Like that's why I say, man. You know what I'm saying? I give props to the staff, man, because we've been missing some key guys at some key positions, and they figuring out a way to win.
That's why you got to stockpile.
Yeah. Yep, got to stockpile.
Yeah.
CJ, what's your score? I got another. I do like that Kamari Wilson. Trey Dean's out of there, so that probably, we'll see how many snaps he's get. I do want to watch the snap count between, what he does get, but Kamari Wilson is starting, and I do like that because he's really sound in the run game. And he's a freshman, so he's gonna make some mistakes in the passing game, but what he provides in the run game is really solid. I do like that change coming off the bye.
All right, my score prediction. Give me let's go Georgia 38 and give me UF 14. 38-14. Let's roll with that. I think Georgia covers in the end. They pull away in the end and kind of cover their spread.
What is it? 20? What's the spread?
22 and a
22.
half. Yeah,
22 and a half. Yeah. 22 and a half. Florida is number 81 in the country right now. They give up 28 points, pretty much 28.14 points a game. So they just on the second half of the whole nation. So
it was worse than that.
It got better. It got better.
It was worse than 28.
Than 88. Yeah, our defense is definitely worse than that. And in the country, we towards the bottom. Maybe that's third down defense. Maybe I'm wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish your shit.
Man, shout out to the Nolan Smith 912. Little cuz Brock Bowers, man.
Little cuz.
Little cuz, you know, my mom maiden name, you know, so I went ahead and go and scoop them on up in the family. I'm gonna go Georgia 41, Florida 13. Big blowout fashion. I think it's gonna be similar.
You think it'll be like y'all versus Duke?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna look, yeah, right. I like that. Good, yeah, it's gonna look something like that. Something like that. I just see big blowout fashion type game, man. I love the energy of a rivalry game, but I just think them boys just right now just too good.
Shout out to our super producer Harlan. Harlan said UF is ranked 110 in total defense.
That's probably
I did scoring. Yeah, that's what I was doing just then. Yeah, total. I wasn't sure.
Total defense.
Gotcha.
Yes,
So yeah, they're porous. Brock gonna get 3 touchdowns. It's gonna get ugly. I think honestly.
I think Brock can probably have the best day of his life on because he's not been that productive this year.
Yeah, you're gonna get 3. Get 3 on rivalry game. Big show out.
Well, see, they've been able to.
Nice
we ain't have big dog last year.
Who that?
So they got big dog. They've been throwing big dogs and bones. So you know what I'm saying. They take away. You can't key on Bowers no more. Big Vegas, Big Zero, Big Vegas.
Yeah, Big Vegas. I like that.
Big Vegas got a lot. He got a lot of targets. You know what I mean? He bringing them in too. So
down there watching.
It's not. So what?
I was hoping Washington hit the portal, man, last year. To be honest with you.
Yeah, boy, got him a ring.
They was trying to. Hey, listen, I'm glad he stayed because he's showing out this year.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? It's hard. It's like he looked like when you see it up close in person, man.
Different.
Like you talk to the scouts, man. When they go to the Georgia game, it's the same thing. When you used to go to a Bama game, man, you stay on that sideline. You like, where they getting these kids from?
Yeah.
You know, so that's how it is. You looking at Big Zero. Big Zero, he looked like something out of, you know what I'm saying, out of video game. Yeah, so like, how do you he boxing out everything? Like it's just you know, like Gronk, he's just boxing out everything. Like you can't reach around them. You can't can't go through them. You know what I mean? Like that takes a lot of the attention off of Bowers too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a more balanced tight end attack right now. You know what I'm saying? Last year it was Bowers. It's kind of had to go to Bowers. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? Now you got another option at the tight end position. You know what I'm saying? And got some youngsters in that position too.
Already, man.
I like it, man.
Hey,
Big bulldog energy over here, Falls. You already know the vibes, man.
I appreciate you for coming through, my dude, kicking with us. Tell the people where they can find you at, bro.
You know, George Foster 72 on everything, man. I'll be back on the timeline, talking my stuff. You know what I mean?
A great follow, man. A great follow, man. If y'all don't follow him, forget all the Georgia stuff. Hilarious tweets go out all the time. And also, like, he know the game. He ain't gonna be out here just giving up wild takes and
I ain't gonna be
great for no reason.
Yeah, I don't do the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 1 thou out.
For sure.
Don't forget the show, man. 100.
For sure. 100 Sanford. It's me, Lamar, Trey, Graham Coffee. We'll be over there. We got we're gonna have your boy on this. We're gonna have your boy on this week. Big Mac starts. I'm about to send y'all a picture on the timeline. I lost. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have beat us in this decade. and I lost
Oh
a
shit,
bet
man.
back in, you know what I'm saying? But I lost a bet to Rand Carthon, and so when I was working with the Rams, and Rand had me put on Max's jersey and take a picture. So I guess I'll put that out in the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Probably to combat y'all
Right.
possibly winning this, you know what I'm saying? Had to switch the mojo up. You know what
Right. I
I'm saying?
like
But
that. I like that. I like
I show y'all that picture. But yeah, we got Big Max talking Georgia, Florida this week. And
that.
tune in 100 Sanford wherever you listen to podcasts at. And that's it.
I'm always creating, man. Throw us that Max Starks contact, man. We'll get that boy on the roll up, hang out a little bit.
For sure.
I
That's
appreciate
a
it.
Bulldog show out there, man. Y'all check it out.
Yeah, best
No doubt.
Georgia podcast in all the land, man. Y'all hold them boys down, man. It's the Roll Up Network.
So we got quality content, man. Quality content.
That's how
We've
we
had
rolling
Shaquille
around here.
Price, we had Champ Bailey, we've had
Huh?
big time recruits. You know what I mean? My Rolodex real mean. So
The post,
look
man.
out.
The post,
Look
man.
up.
Oh, that talk.
Say my Rolodex real mean. Talk that.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We have some good guests coming, throughout the year.
All right,
That's
man. I
what's up, man.
appreciate you, bruh. Hold it down, bruh.
For sure, man. Y'all be easy.
Yes, sir.
Boys got on here and talk greasy about my Gators, dog.
I'm the only one without a Rolodex, dog. I need a Rolodex.
We got Georgia Tech.
I need a
coming up little
Rolex.
bit.
That too. Yeah, I take the Rolex first. I ain't even a watch guy. Got your
Right,
Rolex guy?
the right Rolodex might get you a Rolex though. Y'all ready to hang out?
That's a good point. No, the Georgia Tech guys, and then he'll be in a few. But in the meantime,
okay, my bad. I got
in the meantime, before then, let's. I want to give. I know they was talking about the Kearney recruitment. I want to give the Florida State take on it, regards what happened on Florida State side of it, and I guess Silk, you probably fill in on UF side of it. Then we can get into our picks prior to Georgia Tech. Yeah, quick.
I got some recruiting shit I'll get out off of when we finish this Rodrick thing. Just a few little tidbits or whatever. Not a whole lot. But go ahead.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do all that right now, man, and then knock out the picks before we
got
get
a little
Georgia
shit
Tech
talking
in.
too. A little shit talking, not a lot.
Yeah. So in regards to Rodrick Kearney, how the tie from FSU's point of view, and how kind of the ties kind of turned to UF and UF doing their thing. I don't have any information on UF and what happened on that's up on the side. Still could fill you guys in on that. But from the FSU perspective, it all happened pretty much the early portion of the season, and it's pretty much it's just Atkins recruiting style, right? It's going to mesh well with some players, and it's not going to mesh well with other players. It's just pretty much just being blunt, honest, in every facet of the situation, not really capping and letting you know what it is. So, long story short, Atkins, some of Kearney's early season film, Atkins had told him, "Hey, not really impressed with it. You need to do this. You need to do that to work on it. Need just to be better. Just the coaching aspect of it, as you was in my actual O-line room, and I'm breaking down film from the previous game, right? So he gave him the real in that respect of it, and I guess it kind of rubbed Kearney the wrong way, and that's when he started opening up the door in regards to talking to other teams, and that's when Florida, who's been consistent the whole time, even after committing to FSU, kind of came in, and not Clemson, sorry, Florida, even after he committed to FSU. Came in, then jumped into that recruitment, and that's when we started hearing the smoke early in the season, because the information came out about the Labor Day weekend where FSU was playing LSU in New Orleans, and then Florida had a home game against Utah. We see Kearney pop up. That's when the situation pretty much went down in regards to that. Even though Kearney was on campus for the Boston College and the Clemson game, that stuff was pretty much in the atmosphere, and I think that early conversation, whatever it was with Atkins, pretty much was the writing on the wall. And once we saw that visit to Florida happen in regards to the Utah game, even though the flip didn't happen immediately after that, that was pretty much the start to the end of it. And that's all I got on that. Read fill in from now.
Got you. Yeah, we just never got off of his recruitment the entire time. That was going to be my take. That was my take early in the summer. Was like most of these kids we lose out on. I think Walker, who's at UCF, the defensive tackle from Kissimmee, Florida. He's another one that we're going to recruit to the end and may flip here as well. But he was just one. Rodrick. I'm sorry. Fucking throat killing me. Rodrick Kearney He's a top 100 offensive tackle. Out of that same area, I for a quarter. But I said the entire time, this staff is going to recruit to the very
Nah,
end.
Kearney he's from Orange Park. He
Orange Park,
Jacksonville area.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, from Jacksonville, which is a Gator hole. But these guys are going to recruit to the very end. That's why you hire 100 people. When the games start to get played, a lot of this recruiting is going to fall to some secondary staff as well. It's only so much these staffs have to prepare for games. They're still doing visiting high school games, still watching film. It's a lot, and they got to maintain their roster and jobs on campus. So it's hard for them to recruit and care about birthdays and the intricate details of whatever they got going in their personal life. So it's going to be a lot of the support staff and team around those guys that kind of keep this stuff going. And that's how Billy kind of built this team. So the flip came a little earlier than I thought. It's been I think he recommitted or solidified his commitment at one time or whatever, but the message from our side was still the same. Like, they expect him to when it's all said and done, to be a Gator. It came this week, which I said had to be strategic from Billy. Like, a lot of the commitments this week is, we need good press. Like, shit may get ugly this week, bro. You know what I'm saying? So need to show the average fan that don't follow recruiting. If you're getting the number one guy and you're flipping guys from your rivals, it looks like, the future's bright. We might get our doors blowed off this weekend, but it's politics.
No, it was definitely great PR, man. No lie about that, 100%. It was great PR, for sure. Shout out to Ben. We had a comment. Shout out to friend of the show, Ben. Say go Gators from some random place in Montana. That's dope, man. Really,
we gotta get Ben on here in a second, man. We'll get him on after we finish up the wrap up. Talk about a little bit what we got going on. We got some efforts going on at USF. Some charity stuff with Ben, travel, all that. But what were you saying? You were saying you had a take?
No take.
Oh, you just talking about Ben. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good week. There may be a flip of and if there is a flip, I don't know when, but I do expect us to probably flip John Walker from UCF, a guy that we got clowned that all summer that he went to UCF. Kid can play.
Right. I remember that, John Walker. I remember that.
Correct. We'll see what happens with that. Getting him back into the fold, just making that defensive line room what it is, just improving it, because it's a lot of necessity. I think it's gonna be a lot of exits, man. Same thing with all these defensive backs we're bringing in. They're gonna be all needed. I think there's gonna be a lot of people leave that defensive back room. If the room is struggling and you seeing guys not touching the field and they sophomores and juniors, then they probably finna get the hell up out of here. You can do the math for yourself, and we'll have a show. I think one of these shows we want to talk about possible exits, but some more quick recruiting stuff. Kamani McLean decides tomorrow, the day this show drops. We're doing it live, but it drops on most platforms on Thursday. I expect him to all the crystal ball, the predictions are at Florida. And I expect him to be a Gator. That'll be a 5-star we bring into the fold. Caden McDonald decides, I think, October 31st. He's down to us, Oklahoma, Clemson. Who else is in that mix? I feel like I'm missing somebody. But that's the mix. I think it's Oklahoma or Ohio State. I don't know why I'm forgetting Ohio State. I think it's Ohio State, Oklahoma, Gator battle. I feel good where we at with his recruitment. He visited those guys in the fall. Our visit is older. It was over the summer. He's from Georgia. We'll see where we at with it, but it's right around that same week time. Desmond Ricks is just one that reclassified. We talked about him in the past. I think Bama and LSU would probably lead for those. We are in it, but if I had to pick somebody to lead the way in that, just doing basic math and looking at the salary cap, we probably all out of money for defensive backs. You know what I'm saying? But you feel me?
Looking at the salary cap.
Looking at the salary cap, talking to my people on my side. You feel me?
Hey, you got to build around it, man. You got to build around it.
And I don't think we done with the flips either, Larry. Let your people.
No, I already know who you probably talking about.
Peoples.
And for
y'all,
trying to
pull up on some shit. We're trying to pull up on some shit a little bit.
I mean, I understand. I feel like this class will stay pretty well intact. If there's a guy that I think you guys might flip, I might go Malik Bryant. I've heard a little smoke about that. I think that possibly could come back around.
I don't think that's when we out there.
We'll see. Yes, we'll see. I mean, it's just something I heard, kind of buzzing a little bit. On our side, I still think we're
I was
very
told that's a
much,
no-go. I was told Malik is a no-go right now.
Okay, cool. I've heard and a guy that we have been after for or at least I wouldn't necessarily say after kind of evaluating, and it seems like they may be turning up the heat a little bit more on is Stanquan Clark, who's committed to Louisville right now. So if we were able to hold on to Malik and bring him in, that would be 4 linebackers. So see how that pans out. Linebacker is a room I still feel like it's improved, but we will have some attrition there as well, just because like the Caleb Johnson guy, he's a one and done. And there's maybe some of the older guys, Keontra Smith, he probably able to at least graduate. He probably still got eligibility because of COVID. But that's another guy that may end up moving off the roster as well. So I think they're trying to load up a little bit in that position. CJ, have y'all got y'all quarterback yet?
No.
I ain't hearing nothing about Emory still, but I'm kind of still shocked with that situation. I'm just be honest with you.
What y'all doing at quarterback season?
No, I know Emory is a guy that they're looking at, and another guy they're looking at that's been kind of under wraps. His name come up earlier. I don't really know how that looks now because that team has been winning. Has been winning as of late, but that's Avery Johnson, quarterback. That's quarterback out of Kansas, top 100 quarterback that's committed to Kansas State. Took some official visits to FSU in the past and was really high on the staff. Had a relationship with Kenny Dillingham. I know that they've reached out and those conversations have continued with Avery Johnson, but I'm not sure how, with him being from Kansas and Kansas State, having a pretty good year so far, we'll see. But I know this communication has happened with Avery Johnson, and I think with Emory, the conversations have happened, but they haven't pushed hard just as of yet. But I do think that could come pretty soon. And shout out to Raw Man for the comment. Make sure you guys please like and subscribe, man. Definitely like and subscribe. Tap in with the guys. If you're in here right now, do that. Hit that button right now. It only takes a second out of your time. Larry, now let's go ahead and do these picks, man, before we get Georgia Tech. I know they're being pretty soon. I know Harlan has to be sort of around at end of the hour.
Shizzle.
And also, man, I think just a quick name, Jurion Dickey. I think we're gonna get into his recruitment, man. Just I know he's committed to Oregon, but I think we're trying to get into his
Oregon.
service.
Oh yeah, the wideout. Yeah, I hadn't heard no smoke around him in a while. Okay, that'll be.
I am pretty surprised since at this stage in the season we haven't really heard any QB smoke yet. It's pretty shocking for me. So we'll see how it plays. I know.
Colbert got that. Colbert got the West Coast connection a little bit.
That's what's up. Shit. All right. Our picks are brought to you by the good people over at SpencersJerkyandJerky.com. They only made to order jerky that starts with a trip to the butcher to source tender steak specifically for your batch.
I'm terrible at this.
Huh?
I'm so terrible at this, bro.
The picks? Oh.
This spread shit.
I thought you said you terrible at this. I was like, okay, well, brother, give me some pointers afterwards. You ain't got to interrupt my ad read to be like, you suck.
I'm looking at these games. My bad, bro.
No horse meat, man. Marinated 24 hours in freshly crafted marinades using only locally sourced produce and all natural ingredients with no added sugars. The 5 staple flavors include original Old Bay, habanero bourbon, mandarin jalapeno, and lemon pepper.
Oh,
my boy. Worldwide shipping available from SpencersJerkyandJerky.com. You can get that shipped anywhere from, let's go from Hollywood, Florida to Hollywood, California.
Nice.
Hollywood to Hollywood. Use exclusive promo code Big Meat for 10% off your order at SpencersJerkyandJerky.com. You already know what time it is. The gang is us.
Yeah,
all right, let's see. We're doing weekly winners now. They want a little shout out love. So
fuck the weekly shit, bro. I don't want to see the overall. I mean, I know I should be first.
We can do both. The winner this week is Dope Boy 0817
and D-Code.
He he won by the tiebreaker though, so he did edge out overall from the
okay. Yeah.
They had the same pick record, but
the point that's another good point, man. If you have the exact same record, make sure you guys do the point tiebreaker at the end.
Oh, that's why he want to talk. All right,
You damn right, man.
Oh, you at the top, huh?
Yeah, he done skated up to the top a little bit.
Damn, boy, you cooking, ain't it?
CJ is number 1, number 2, Gator Gurry, Lot Boy, Ryan Day, Crypto, Decode. I'm in at number 7, and I don't know. We can't see through 10, but whatever. Yeah, it's a couple of us tied at 7. Anyways, all right, let's get into the picks for the week. Season ain't quite over yet. I do intend on winning this whole thing again. We'll get into it. All right, where my picks at? All right. Game number 1, we have Ohio State, number 2 in all the land. They are on the road against Manny Diaz's Nittany Lions. They are favored by 15.5.
Man, they're flourishing now, man.
No, you ain't.
Give me OSU though. It's not gonna be such a happy. I mean, it's OSU. He's still flourishing. It's not gonna be such a happy valley.
No, sir. No, sir. Which got up?
Yeah, give me Ohio State.
Yeah, give me Ohio State to cover that 16. Easy money. All right. Up next, we got FSU at home hosting the Rambling Wreck, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. FSU is favored by 23.5.
Give me Tech. I'm number 1 right now, so I ain't gonna cap, man. So give me Tech. I do think we're gonna win for sure, but give me Tech to cover.
Yeah, give me Tech.
Yeah, I'm rocking with Tech on that as well. I got Florida State winning too, but 24.
I don't know, man. I seen Tech quarterback, bro. He's Sims
bad.
back? Is Sims back?
That's the conversation we're gonna have with our reporter that's coming up. But I don't, based off what I'm hearing from their coaches, he's not gonna play.
I like
3 or 4 possible quarterbacks playing, and I don't see.
Give me Florida State with the cover. That boy that ran out of bounds on the last play of the game. They was down by 6. What the fuck just happened?
Maybe ran out of bounds.
Yeah. All right,
we got that bitch downfield.
So he's like, fuck it, let's just take it to the locker room. Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm tired. Next
back
up,
is broke.
Got number 15, Ole Miss.
I don't get that Mike Tyson reference.
minus
my vertebrae.
Minus 2.5 on the road against scorching hot Jimbo.
Spinal.
That motherfucker said spinal. Hey, give me Ole Miss, man. I think Ole Miss will win. Give me Ole Miss.
Jimbo burning, boy.
Yeah,
Jimbo
weed
burning.
in the locker room.
Yeah. You're right.
Literally.
Hey, that's so him, though, man.
They doing that shit on the road too, though, bro. The road, bro. Like, come on, bro. That's
so Jimbo, bro. I just think his culture stinks. But
if you're a smoker, bro, like ain't no road trip gonna stop you, bro. You gotta have to fire that shit up somewhere.
No head coach either.
Give me Ole Miss, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised that one is as close as
Jimbo about to get fired. Where y'all think he go that next? He about to get fired.
TV.
West Virginia.
They're gonna pay him a lot of money. I think he might chill and just go do TV.
Nah, Jimbo still got that.
Because like he might do ACC network.
All them notebooks, bro. You ain't finna retire with all them notebooks.
Man, it ain't but 3 plays on each sheet. According to everybody, I mean, you can have a big ass note, and you know the font is
3 plays that you run 20 different damn ways.
Damn glasses slid down in his nose. Nah,
they keep inching further and further.
I mean, I guess maybe it's somebody else, but I think
why Ole Miss only favored over 2.5 over.
That's what's shocking to me.
That's shocking.
Vegas usually know something.
Man, Ole Miss, look at Ole Miss' schedule so far. The only team they played with a post was Kentucky and LSU last weekend. They scored 22 against Kentucky and 20 against LSU. I mean, I'm getting it, Lane. They're balling so far this year, but look at their schedule so far. It's been really been really friendly.
No doubt. All right, next up we got number 4 Michigan hosted in-state rivals. Michigan State Spartans.
Give me Michigan.
The hell Mel got going on out there this year?
Mel finessed those people into that $90 million contract.
Finesse God.
I don't know. I just don't think
lightning in the bottle.
No, I don't think and we seen.
Well, we been talking about these spreads. These spreads been egregious with Michigan State though.
Yeah, but his season last year was all predicated off of portal infusion. Right. It's hard to keep, and he tried to do that. He got Chris Bogle from us, but I don't think like recruiting out the portal and being as successful as he was is sustainable. You still got to be able to recruit and build a program that way, and he's going through his rough times now instead of his first year.
Right,
That's what I think is going on.
Now I would joke about the finesse thing. I do think he's gonna build a program.
Yeah, who you got, Larry? On?
Who you took Michigan, so
for sure.
Give me I'm gonna go rivalry game vibes. I think it's gonna be a little tricky and weird. And Harbaugh been on a good streak of not blowing one of these games, so I still think Michigan wins, but give me Michigan State to cover 22.5.
We got Rob right too, so as soon as we get done with the picks, we'll get on it.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll run through them. Miami on the road against UVA -2.5.
We got Virginia. Well, you already did this. Give me Virginia.
Yeah, everybody already picked Virginia except me, obviously. All right, next we got number 11 Wake Forest on the road, going to Louisville, -4.5.
Give me Clawson. I think he is the best coach in the ACC. Give me Dave Clawson.
Yeah, Louisville is in a flux a little bit. Their quarterback still out?
No, I think he's back.
Then give me Louisville at home then. Cover
out. I'm gonna take Wake to cover. All right, up next we got number 3 Tennessee.
Gotta take risks to catch up.
Yeah,
fresh after the Alabama win.
Give me Tennessee
against number 19 UK on the road. They are favored by 12.5.
Give me Tennessee. I think UK. I think Stoops kind of knocks Tennessee off a little bit off the offensive rail, but I don't think their offense does anything in regards to keeping up with it. So give me Tennessee overall. I think the defense stops Tennessee's offense a little bit, but their offense isn't going to be enough to keep up to kind of combat that. So give me Tennessee.
You already picked it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee.
Oh. I was like, maybe I missed something. Give me I think Tennessee blew their load last week, man. I think Kentucky sneak up on them and cover that 12.5. All right, up next, Arkansas on the road versus Auburn, -3.5.
Give me Pittman. I don't believe in Harsin at all. Give me Pittman.
I don't believe in Pittman this year. I'll take Auburn at home to cover the 3.5.
I'm gonna take Arkansas to cover that 3.5 on the road. All right, next we got Oklahoma and Iowa State. This is a toss-up game. Oklahoma's on the road, and the spread is only a half point. So basically, it's just a pick 'em. Who you got winning this game?
Just give me Oklahoma just because. God damn it.
Right, I don't know who the hell Iowa State got.
I'm gonna take Iowa State. They got a better coach right now. Venables, they can't stop nothing.
Who's the Iowa State coach?
That guy, his name's been out there for the last couple of years for a couple of
you don't even know his name.
I can't remember his name right now. He ain't take the jobs, but yeah, I know Venables is giving up 70.
No, Matt Campbell. It's Matt Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah, Matt Campbell.
Yeah,
Matt Campbell's
no
a good
fight
coach.
against Venables. I think he could right the ship, but right now it's bad in Oklahoma. Next we got number 16 Syracuse at home hosting Notre Dame. They are 2.5 point faves.
Give me Notre Dame.
I'll take Syracuse at home.
Yeah, give me Syracuse. I'm not picking Al Golden for shit. So, all right, next we got Kansas State, number 22, at home hosting Cowboys at Oklahoma State. They are favored by 1.5.
Kansas State is favored by 1.5?
Yes, sir.
It's just crazy. I'm not so looking at the next game, but give me the mullet.
Yeah.
I like Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'm a grown man, bro.
This is
Oklahoma State.
Oh man, I'm 40.
All right. 2 left. We had Southern and Jackson State.
You know, give me I'm sorry for
is
interrupting.
1.5. They're at home. Jackson State's 1.5 dogs on this one.
Right, give me the fight, Dion's. There's no way in hell Southern should be favoring this game. I don't know what I would bet my mortgage on this game. Like, give me Jackson State.
You that passionate about it?
I bet my mortgage on that one. Give me Jackson State.
You think the whites don't know what's going on? You don't think Vegas knows what's going on in Black World?
Yeah, they don't know what's going on in that. It's two different worlds right here. Don't cross over, baby. Stick to it. And then JSU is at home? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Me Prime. I gotta go with Prime, man. CJ is too passionate about that shit.
No, that's ridiculous, bro. They should.
I think it's kind of crazy too.
They should be underdog in any SWAC game. Any.
Yeah, and at home, and they got a nice stadium too. Give me on that. Deion been filling up pretty well, so give me Jackson State, man. All right, we already picked this one, but real quick, last game, number 1 Georgia. Well, they technically home, but we know this neutral site game in Jacksonville. They are 22.5-point favorites versus Florida.
They get to bring recruits. That's how it works now.
Y'all do too, right?
No, only a home team.
Oh, so it's based on who's home. Oh, okay. So next year y'all can. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
All right. Yeah, we all. Silk. You took Florida to cover, right?
For shizzle.
All right, and me and CJ took UGA. All right, cool.
I got my team. I got my boys fucked up.
Nah, they gonna get fucked up.
Good.
Okay, we got help on the way. Your man's ready?
Hey, Rod, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I liked your picks.
Mine, right? Mine specifically. Appreciate you joining us, Rod. We have Rod.
I think Florida's going to cover.
Think so?
Trying to tell him, Rod. They got my boys fucked up, Rod. What's wrong with these people, man?
Is that the Georgia hate for you coming out a little bit?
Probably, but you know.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Rob McKenzie with us. He's a writer for GoJackets.com and 247 Sports. Let's go ahead and get address the elephant in the room, Rob. You know, it's been a lot of talks in regards to Jeff Sims. He was going to play or not. I know Chris Winkie, and shout out to Chris Winkie. I just realized this a couple of days ago. He's the quarterback coach of Georgia Tech. He said that Jeff Sims played the practice day in full pads, and all 3 quarterbacks could see the field this week with Zach Gibson and Zach Pyron. What's your take on that? Reading that, it seems like Jeff Sims isn't going to play at all.
I think they're trying to throw up a smokescreen and just give Norvell a lot to think about instead of just going in and saying, "Hey, Sims is my guy; he's going to play." But you know, we've heard some things behind the scenes that he got hurt in the Pitt game. He's been trying to play through the pain. Finally, they had to take him out at the end of the first half against Virginia, and the word we got is he really can't injure it any more than it is. But I'm not sure if Georgia Tech wants to take a chance of putting him back out there, and that takes away a lot that they can do with their offense, and really you can't run those RPOs anymore that Sims likes to run. He's one of their leading rushers. You can load the box, that type of thing. All that happens when Sims is not in the game. And honestly, Zach Gibson really didn't seem like he was prepared to play against Virginia.
Yeah,
and we'll see. What that half did to him. As far as preparing better for this week, but Tech has had some good luck against Florida State lately, but I'm not sure about this one.
And do you think that factors in the take how Zach played the previous game? Do you think that factors in Chris Winkie's comment in regards to maybe we'll see 3 quarterbacks due to how Zach played the previous game against Virginia?
Yeah, I think their plan is to use the Zachs based on the down distance, the situation in the game. I think the freshman, Zach Pyron, is a more mobile and a better runner than Zach Gibson. And we saw Gibson really had difficulty getting out of the pocket against Virginia. And that was one of the strengths of Sims. You think you have him, and then next thing you know, he's gone. He's running down the field for a 20-yard gain. So, um, I think you have to, if Sims can't go, you have to start Gibson just based on his previous college experience. But playing at Akron and playing in the ACC are two different things, So, and do you go with him or do you go with a freshman who has zero experience?
Right, it's kind of a catch-22 in regards to that. Let's talk a little bit about Brent Key. As you guys know, Georgia Tech started the season winless, and they had a change in regards to the head coaching position. And here comes Brent Key, and you guys start winning some games. I think it was 2 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Brought a little bit of juice to the program. So let's talk about Brent Key in regards to what he's brought to the program into his interim role as head coach.
The previous coach, not a bad guy, but it was more about the dog and pony show, in my estimation. Brent Key brings discipline to the program. If you know Brent, that's just the type of guy he is, and he wants everyone to be held accountable. And it just didn't seem like that was happening before, and they used that above the line where they were running guys in and out of the game all game long. If I'm a coach, I want to keep my best guys on the field, especially on defense when you have 4 good guys in the secondary, 2 of the best linebackers in the ACC, and Ace Ely and Charlie Thomas, and you're shuffling those guys in and out. Now that Key has taken over the program, he's leaving those guys on the field, and that's why you've seen the defense play a lot better. Ever since the Ole Miss game, and they let one get away against Central Florida, but they played well against Pitt, against Duke, and they really stepped up in that Virginia game and made it closer than it really could have been. They were forced to take over on defense in their own territory 3 or 4 times, and they did the job of limiting the number of points that Virginia put on the board.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, and it's crazy you brought the defense. I want to talk about the same thing because I watched some of that Virginia Tech game, and you're right. The game should have been a lot worse than what the score dictated. But based off how the defense had played in that game, it made it a lot closer, and they played a lot of good ball and bailed Georgia Tech offensively out, I would say, in regards to the bad situation that they put them in. So let's talk about the defense a little bit. And what challenges do you think they present Florida State? Because as you know, Florida State is a unique challenge in itself with good running backs and a mobile quarterback and some size at the receiver room.
Yeah, the last couple of games they've done a better job of stopping the run. Ace Ely is a transfer from Maryland. He's been here 2 years now. He's the leader. He's the guy that gets them going. He's the leading tackler on the team. Starting to get some tackles for loss, sacks, that type of thing. Charlie Thomas is probably the most athletic guy on defense. He's the playmaker. Has some interceptions, fumble recoveries. He's played, safety and also nickel in previous years for Georgia Tech. He's from down at Thomasville, so I think some people down that way know him.
Yeah,
they have LaMiles Brooks back, another Florida player who has been injured his first couple of years. He's playing safety now. He's gotten interceptions the last 2 games, and they're playing a freshman, Clayton Powell-Lee, at the other safety, and they've really solidified that secondary. And I think the one thing that's happening now that we haven't seen in 3 or 4 years at Georgia Tech is they're starting to get some push up front. And if you can get some push up front, that makes your secondary play a lot better because they don't have to stay with their guy as long as they normally would. And they have a Keon White, a transfer from Old Dominion. He's, I think has 4 or 5 sacks already, 280-pound defensive end, which is, great size. He has good speed. So we'll see how they hold up against, Florida State. You have a quarterback that, much like Armstrong, you really have to keep an eye on him. If you let him out of the pocket, you're in trouble. and of course, Florida State has one of the better running backs in the league too. So it's going to be an interesting challenge for the defense. I feel pretty good about them. But when you look at the other side of the ball, you can't win a game if you don't score points. So
Correct.
That's going to be the problem for Georgia Tech.
Right. All right, Rob. So speaking of the other side of the ball, last couple questions. Then we get into a score prediction. We know Jeff, the playmaker Jeff Sims is, and what he brings to the table. You guys have kind of struggled with finding some consistency on offense outside of him. So my question is, outside of Jeff Sims, who do you think has to step up for Georgia Tech in order to have some success against Florida State, whether a running back or a receiver?
Yeah, they got Hassan Hall, who played at Louisville. I think I was just reading a stat. He leads the ACC in broken tackles. So, if you can get him into the second level, he can be pretty dangerous. He has good speed. They have Leo Blackburn, who's a redshirt freshman, who everybody was raving about coming out of high school. He's been injured. Yep, and he's back now, and he can be that playmaker if you have the quarterback to get him the ball. But the problem right now with Georgia Tech has been their offensive line. They have one guy, Jordan Williams. He's the only starter back from last year, and each year they've fielded a different unit. So there's been no continuity on the offensive line, and they're starting to get the chemistry back. But the good thing is down the road, all these guys are coming back. They're all sophomores, juniors. So, but the fans want results right now. So they, the offensive line really fell apart in that second half against Virginia when the new quarterback came in. I feel like they try to do too much instead of just carrying out their assignments. And that's one thing that Brent Key is really stressing this week is, try not to be the hero. And for a guy like Zach Gibson, try not to. You don't want to throw a home run ball on every single time you drop back to pass. If that first receiver is open, hit him. Take the yards and move your way down the field. And that, boy, he held on to the ball too long in that game against Virginia, and that led to 7 sacks.
Yeah, especially the last play of the game, right?
Boy, yeah, he owned up to that, but I mean, you don't have a chance to tie the game if you run out of bounds.
Right. That was wild. That was wild.
Yeah, that was crazy to watch, Rod.
I got one question before we get to the score. Jeff Collins was defensive coordinator at University of Florida, so I'm familiar with him a little bit, and you can see like some of the players, some of the studs on that defense. He has a good eye for talent. What went wrong in that situation? I thought it was a good fit and a good start and a good place for Jeff to get his head coaching thing off. What went wrong?
Yeah, I did too, because I've known Jeff a lot of years, going way back to when Shan Gailey was the head coach and he was the player personnel guy. And everybody blamed Andrew Thacker for what happened with the defense, and Jeff leaves and Andrew takes over running the defense by himself, and all of a sudden the defense is playing better. So, we're not privy to all those staff meetings and who is actually running the defense, that type of thing. But since Thacker has taken over, we've seen an improvement in the defense, and I think they've simplified things a little. A lot of, when things are really going bad, a lot of coaches try to do that, but it seems to have worked for Georgia Tech over the last 3 or 4 games.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I had high hopes with Jeff as well, but it's just crazy how it plays out. But Rob, go ahead, give us your score prediction for this Saturday.
Boy, I'm going 24-14, Florida State.
Gotcha. I can respect that score. Silk, what you got?
Man, Jeff's not playing, right?
I can tell you this: Jeff wants to play. He really, he was committed to Florida State. He's from Jacksonville. He really wants to play bad. So it wouldn't surprise me if he trots out there.
Trout. I don't like the way that sounds. That shit, it didn't even sound right. I think Florida State probably could blow you guys out if y'all ain't with it. I know y'all defense is legit, but give me 34-17 Florida State.
All right. I like hearing about the improvements on defense. Is Fabian Lovett playing?
Yeah, he's gonna play. He's gonna play.
Ooh, about time, man. I've been hearing a lot about this guy, man. It's fantastic.
The infamous game time decision.
Football player.
Yeah.
I'll go. I think Georgia Tech manages to cover somehow. I like what you said about the defense improving. So I still got Florida State to win this game. Give me on Florida State. Give me Florida State 31. Give me Georgia Tech, but 20. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Florida State 35, Georgia Tech 13, mainly because if Jeff isn't playing, from what I've seen from the quarterbacks, I just don't see them being effective in the game. I feel like Jeff gives you guys the best option to win. Of course, his legs is a big dynamic, so that could be hampered due to the injury. But with Jeff with Jeff being up in the air, I just don't see it being that close. I go 35-13 FSU. Rod, appreciate you joining us, man. Let the people know where they can find you at.
Yeah, we're gojackets.com. We're part of the 247 network. And on Twitter, you can get me at Georgia Panther. And I really enjoy being with you guys, and hope you all enjoy your weekend of football.
Most definitely, Rob. We'll definitely have you back in a couple of weeks when you guys play Miami.
I'm gonna try Rod, but I'm about to run into a buzzsaw, man. So pray for me.
All right, y'all take care.
Thanks for
doing take care as well, man.
Thanks, Rod.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty good show, fellas. Real good show.
Yeah, that's fine. It's gas, man. Top-notch guest. Larry, how you still feel? You still feel good about your recruiting trail? You think you finished ahead of me? You know that shit over with, right?
Ahead of y'all? Nah, I ain't gonna cap. Not at this point, unless that second wave really coming. I have no idea about.
Second wave never arrived, bro.
Yeah,
shout out to DJ Fur for the love, man.
It was a wave,
and it would
wave cap. It was a wave cap.
It would have to be a tremendous haul. So I don't know. Maybe he's saving it for Florida State week. I don't know. We'll see, man.
We'll be down there, man. So y'all, like we said earlier in the show, we having a tailgate down there. Pull up, grab a ticket, rollupnetwork.com. Any shout outs or anything, CJ?
Nah, bro. Shout out to the people that's gonna rock with us at the tailgate, man. Shout out to y'all in advance. Can't wait.
Already, man. Pull up.
Harlan, take us out of here, man. We out. It's the roll up, it's the vibes, like, subscribe, all of that. You're